Now, the same thing, not the same thing, but something similar happened to me, and I'm not kidding. I used to sleepwalk when I was in my 20s. And I don't really know why, but it could have been my lifestyle at that time was a little, it was kind of there's too much motor activity, too much sensory stimulation. Something was going on, but I would sleepwalk. And at one time, for instance, I woke up to the sound of a door closing behind me, and I turned around, and I'd walked outside in my underwear. And I couldn't get back in. So I had to pull the latch I had to pull the latch out of the wood to get back in. In any event, sleepwalking and peeing, for some reason, it's a common thing. I mean, this happens. This is not the first time I've heard of this. And I was sleepwalking one night when I was living in my apartment over in Sierra Madre, and I woke up as I was peeing into the crisper in the icebox. Yeah. So I spent the next 3 hours in the middle of the night cleaning everything in my icebox. And I think it's a common thing. I think it's a pretty common thing. I think that a lot of people do this. I've heard a friend of mine was awakened by his wife when she was shocked to see him standing, peeing into a pile of laundry in the corner of their bedroom. She screamed at him, and he woke up. What this is, I don't know. But it is a definite, some sort of an overstimulation of the motor side of the brain or the sensory side of the brain or both sides, and you're walking around and you're still asleep. Craig Taylor told me about a week ago that his brother peed into the dishwasher at their house, and what did Craig do? He just stood there and laughed. Probably the best possible response to something like that. So I thought we'd have some fun. What I'd like to do is ask call in with your stories about, and I don't want to be graphic and I don't want to be juvenile, but I'm sure it's happened to you guys. Call in with a couple of stories about how you woke up in the middle of the night and, you were peeing and maybe it was in an unusual place, all right? 1-800-449-8686. Let's have a little fun with it. But let's not get too crude. Just call up with your stories about when you woke up, where were you peeing, all right? 1-800-449-8686. Got a call here. Hi, you're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yes, Phil. I was listening to your story, and I really had to weigh in with mine because it was really funny. I woke up peeing on my husband's chest, and I...
Okay, 1-800-449-8686. Yeah, and call in with your stories. Did you dump that? Call in with your stories, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. All right, 1-800-449-8686. Hi, you're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yeah, Mr. Hendry?
Yeah.
It's funny. One night I woke up, but I wasn't peeing. I was taking a crap into our blender, and I was...
Okay, 1-800-449-8686. And if you put one more call like that, I'm going to... And, okay, we want to get your phone calls. Hi, you're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Anyway, I was peeing on my husband's chest.
Okay. All right, let's talk about our polo shirt. The new Phil Hendry polo shirt is 100% cotton, and this is the Western Estates polo shirt you've been hearing so much about. I'm sure your friends have been telling you about it. The official Western Estates crest is richly embroidered on the left chest, the same insignia that you would see emblazoned on the gates of the Western Estate community, if you were lucky enough to live there, that is. 100% cotton, the same shirt worn by the club's elite members, and the very first approved by the Dooleys for sale beyond the hallowed gates of the community. It's designed by Bobby Dooley, president of the Western Estates Homeowners Association, and it can be yours by simply logging onto our website and going to our souvenir shop. That's philhendryshow.com, PHILHENDRIE show.com. Just go to our website and order that shirt. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes?
All right, get back to the peeing stories.
David,
Get back to the peeing stories.
I wanted to go into my segment, Travel Log.
I don't care about your travel log. The only log I care about is the ones you guys were talking about. Now get back to it.
Hi, you're on the air.
Anyway, Frank said he loved...
What?
Well, why did you let her talk?
I'm not going to have her on the air talking about that.
It's great. It's a riot. I love it. Now do it.
1-800-449-8686.
You're the guy that brought this up. Now you're the guy that's going to see it to the end. Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. Call up with your peeing stories. Now go for it. I said to go for it.
Okay. Call up with when you woke up in the middle of the night and you were peeing somewhere. 1-800-449-8686. Hello.
Hello, Phil.
Yes, sir.
Really enjoy your program. My wife and I love it every day.
Thank you.
Straight would have it, I had a very embarrassing incident along the lines of what you're talking about. Only I did it all over my car seat. And
Well, how could you do it? Were you sleeping in the car?
No, I was driving, but I was incontinent. I just peed, and...
What?
You cut him off, too?
Yes, I cut him off. 1-800-449-8686. Hi, you're on the Phil Henry Show.
Yes, Phil, I'm loving your program today. I always enjoy it. Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's just a little bit of snot, and it's green. It came out of my mouth and nose at the same time.
Anyway.
Okay. Really, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about peeing. Jesus. Anyway.
All right, smartass. 1-800-449-8686. Hi, you're on the Phil Henry Show.
Yeah, Phil. Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
I, for one, have a good story. I know you're getting kind of some crazy people calling. I peed into a player piano once, and it was just...
Were you sleepwalking?
No, I was drunk. And anyway...
Hi, you're on the air.
I peed on my friend's head one time.
Were you sleepwalking?
No, I was standing on top of a car, and he...
All right, never mind. No, I ain't going to do it.
Do it!
I'm not going to...
Do it! You brought it up, now do it!
Hi, you're on the Phil Henry Show.
Oh, yeah, Phil, I wanted to mention something. You were talking about nocturnal peeing, and my friend Chris Sorensen...
Yeah?
Well, I was over at his house one night. We were, sleeping, and I woke up and I was peeing on his mom's feet. And it was really...
All right, I'm done. I'm freaking done. DailyConfessions.com. Here I am trying to come up with something really... It's happened to me. It's happened to me. Now, anyway, our travel log segment. Last year, Maria... What?
Don't you give up on the pee stories. Pretend that music.
Wait a minute.
Turn it.
What?
Any more stories?
There's one more. Hi, you're on the air.
Yes, Phil, I wanted to join in. I peed on Mother once, and that's great.
1-800-449-86... Forget about it. 1-800-449-8686, Phil. Phil Henry Show, 1-800-449-8686. Visit philhenryshow.com before it's too late. Do it now. We've got our Best of the 1999 year on sale. The Best of Phil Henry Show 99. Communism is Neat. $23.50. $3.50 shipping and handling. $20 for the CD. It all goes to my friend's place, a resource center for homeless and runaway kids in Los Angeles. And it's a very good cause. We've $95,000 we've raised for my friend's place. We're hoping to break last year's record of 170 G's. It may take, a couple of years to do it, but maybe we'll do it. Do we have Mr. Schwinn on the line, Mike? Okay, we've got Roland Schwinn is going to be with us from Fat Pride, an unusual organization, but more and more of them. There's another organization, Citizens for Fat Awareness. They are overweight people. At least that organization is an organization of people who do not like being stereotyped and they don't like being put down for being overweight. Fat Pride is a different kind of organization. They are people who are, and I guess what I ought to do is get Roland on the line here to explain this. I understand you're over at Dirk. Is it Dirk Siegert's house tonight?
Phil, yes, we are at Dirk's home, and we're just celebrating the great news. And
before we get into the good news, though, tell me about Fat Pride. And
yes, Phil, Fat Pride is an organization that was started in 1995 by myself and Dirk Siegert. It is an organization of people who are joyfully fat, who are fat and happy, taking that old, scurrilous, slanderous reference to individual weight and turning around on people and saying, yes, we are fat, we are proud, and we are healthy, and we enjoy eating, we enjoy being overweight, we enjoy being what we call joyfully fat. And we have worked since 1995 to endeavor to change the public perception of fat people.
What should that perception be?
I'm sorry, Phil?
What should that perception be of fat people in the minds of the people in Fat Pride? What should the perception be?
The perception should be that there are fat people who are happy. There are fat people who are happy with their weight and are enjoying life, enjoying a meal, sitting down to a meal and not feeling as if you are committing a mortal sin. I enjoy, and when I began this resurgence and became aware of being joyfully fat, I could sit down and eat a meal and enjoy that meal without the residual guilt that is felt by so many other people, many other overweight people. And that when you free yourself from the guilt, you no longer have the health problems.
Okay, so you maintain that you're in good physical shape. How tall are you?
Yes, well, I'm 5'10". I am 300 pounds.
And you maintain you're in good physical shape?
My cholesterol, my blood pressure, I feel good. My doctor thinks that I'm overweight, but I asked him, I said, other than the fact that I have what you call extra weight or an overweight situation, what is wrong with me?
I want to jump in again, Roland, because when I speak to you, you're having dinner right now?
I'm enjoying a meal right now, yes. But
what I wanted to say to you is, every time I talk to you, it seems like you're eating, and...
Phil, I eat because first of all, I don't want anyone to make me feel guilty about eating, and I say this to young people, I say this to old people, I say this to all of your listeners out there who are fat but not yet happy. Don't let people make you feel guilty about having a meal. All right.
You're having a meal right now?
Yes, I am.
Do you have food in your mouth right now?
I swallowed... You know, Phil, you're not going to make me feel guilty. And
I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I think, Mr. Schwinn, you've known me long enough to know that I understand your organization. I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. But you eat even when you're in the middle of a radio interview because you will not let anyone make you feel guilty about eating.
I will not allow anyone to put me back in the old frame of mind, which is that I felt guilty about eating and guilty about enjoying a decent home-cooked meal. I enjoy a home-cooked meal. I enjoy a restaurant meal. I won't let anyone make me feel guilty.
All right, what are you guys celebrating? Well, before you do...
Phil,
Before you do, let me read this. Several large airlines are overhauling their coach sections to give passengers much-needed room. United and British Airways are expanding part of their coach sections to offer more legroom and larger seats, but they are going to charge more for these sections, calling them premium coach sections.
And this is as a result, Phil, of a great many hours and days spent lobbying United Airlines and British Airways, lobbying people such as Gordon Bethune at Continental Airlines, lobbying people such as the gentleman at United Airlines. His name escapes me right now, but we had been in Mike Gunn over at American Airlines, actually. These are decent people, but they needed some coercing, and we're over at Dirk's tonight celebrating the fact that we are excited, we feel vindicated, that we have been heard. It is a wonderful time.
So you're lobbying for larger airline seats, You're lobbying for more legroom. You're lobbying on behalf of those who you call fat and happy, large people, overweight people, has been successful.
Absolutely has been successful. We lobbied these companies in 1995. When Fat Pride first approached the airlines, those of us who exposed the inconvenience, those of us who exposed the safety risk to overweight people and the health risk to overweight people and fat people of the small accommodations for the overweight, we stood up for the rights of the joyfully fat, the fat and happy, and the fellow regalia. And we are proud, Phil. We now insist on the same that some rebate be accorded. We have won a great victory, Phil. And
you have won a victory for who? You've won a victory for fat people?
We have won a victory for the joyfully fat and the fellow regalia and the fat and happy. We have won a great victory for those of us who lobbied these airlines.
So the reason why these airlines have gotten bigger seats, larger coach seats, is because of your organization lobbying on behalf of the overweight or the fat and happy, as you say?
Because of our efforts, yes. And we now expect a rebate. And we really feel like we've got about a 50-50 chance right now, and maybe a 6 in 10 chance, Phil, at getting a rebate for all of the money that we spent over the years sitting in the coach seats and suffering debilitating health side effects. We are demanding a rebate of $100 million from the airline industry for those joyfully fat who suffered, who are putting, we are putting an ad on the Food Network now that you'll be seeing. Certain of us, I'm sure have heard of the tobacco industry has paid out a large amount of money. The gun industry has paid out a large amount of money. It is time for the airline industry to pay out a large amount of money to those of us who are joyfully fat and the overweight for having to sit in their airline seats for 40 years. And
all right, well, you're saying that people who are overweight and fat have suffered debilitating health side effects.
Yeah, Phil, you have had seatbelts breaking at the tension. They're like a slingshot. You have seatbelt failure, blankets that are too small resulting in illness, permanent bruising and hematoma from the arms and the legs, sterility in men, shin splints, myopia, cataracts, fever blisters, hair loss, angina and scabbing, all as the result of overweight people, the joyfully fat, having to sit in these small airline seats. So we've won a great victory, but we still are moving on with our demand that we be rebated.
Okay, I got to interrupt just to ask you, you want a rebate, why?
We want a rebate on the money spent by the joyfully fat and those of Fat Pride who had to squeeze themselves into these airline seats and suffer these debilitating health issues all these years.
$100 million.
I'm sorry, Phil?
$100 million is what you're demanding?
We are demanding, yes. And we consider that token, and we consider that symbolic. But we are demanding the $100 million. We do feel we are entitled to it because we are fat, we are proud, and the airline industry has finally heard our call. We're very, very happy about it.
Roland Schwinn is with us from Fat Pride. You have to tell him that if he's going to get on the air, he has to swallow whatever it is he's eating. Tonight, the announcement made by a couple of major airlines, they are widening their seats in coach. They are giving extra leg room. Roland Schwinn from Fat Pride says that is because lobbying done by his organization on behalf of who he calls, quote, those who are fat and happy, joyfully fat, and the fellow regalia, has been successful. Fat people, large people have been heard. The airlines now have bigger, wider seats, and the health risks suffered by fat people sitting in small airline seats have been mitigated, although he is also saying they want rebates to the tune of $100 million or a class action suit could be filed. Is this another instance where an industry has been targeted, maybe fairly, maybe unfairly? He mentioned the tobacco industry. He mentioned the gun industry. He's compared the plight of fat people on airlines to the gun lawsuits and the tobacco lawsuits. What do you think? Our number is 1-800-449-8686. It's the Phil Hendrie Show.
Celebration.
86. You're over at Dirk Siegert's tonight. How, Roland?
We're having a wonderful celebration. Dirk's wife has prepared a buffet just so that we can all get together and say We did it, and we want to thank all of the great people that have helped us.
Fat Pride founder and president Roland Schwinn is on the line with us tonight from Anaheim Hills. British Airways and United Airlines have said they're going to make wider and bigger seats in coach with bigger legroom. The people with Fat Pride are celebrating because they feel it was their lobbying that got this done. You're fat, you're proud, as your literature says. You're not losing weight for anyone, according to your literature, and you enjoy eating, and you want guilt-free eating. Now you have bigger seats from the airline industries. Why just stop there? Why do you have to go after them for $100 million?
Because there are many, many millions of those of us, Phil, who are fat and overweight, who suffered health problems from the tight, seating in coach. We're talking about sterility, affecting about 30% of them. Hold on. The Clams Casino. About 30 who suffered from that. So there are a lot of health problems. There's no doubt about it.
Let's go to Salt Lake City now on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am. You're on the air.
Well, I don't think that it's right what they're doing. I don't see how they can sue for that kind of money, the airlines, for their uncomforts or their health problems that are caused by sitting in those small seats. You don't have to ride on the airplane. It's not something that you have to do.
We don't have to get on the airplane?
I mean,
they have handicapped. I can tell you that we have a problem with guns in our society right now.
You know what?
Do you know how many children have been killed from handguns?
I'll tell you, it's so not even the same issue. I can't even believe that you can connect them.
We are simply saying that with the death among young children with handguns, we are also a target. We're being targeted by the airlines, forcing us to sit in a seat, resulting in sterility and shin splints, as well as the hematoma.
You know what, though? You're comparing a topic of guns with something else. You have every free will that if you wanted to lose weight and get on that plane and be comfortable, you can. A lot of these kids.
Why should I have to lose weight when I'm completely comfortable, when I am of the fellow regalia and I'm fat and happy?
You don't have to, but you can't compare it to the gun laws because you know what? A lot of these kids don't have options. Their parents have guns in their homes, and that's what they're raised with.
Well, when you sit next to someone on an airline who is overweight, are you one of these individuals who is chafing and wondering why you have to sit next to a fat person, or do you make conversation with them?
No, I don't wonder why I have to sit next to a fat person. I'm sitting next to him. So what? Well, they paid as much. I mean, I don't think that I...
That's exactly correct, ma'am. They paid as much as you, and they're getting one half the seat that you're getting.
Because they chose to eat double the meal that I eat.
Well, I'm telling you that we feel it is wrong. We feel it's unfair. And we don't think that $100 million is that much to us in the airline industry.
I didn't understand what you said.
I would ask the gentleman to swallow whatever it is you're eating.
I'm sorry. We don't think that $100 million is unfair, considering what those who are fat and happy under the fellow regalia have had to suffer for some 40 years of modern airline travel.
Well, I hear what the lady is saying, too. You have chosen your plight in this world.
Not necessarily. There are a great many people who are fat and happy who have a thyroid problem.
Well, I understand all of those problems. Thank you, ma'am, for your call. I understand the hormonal problems, but don't you think it's more a matter of choice when we're talking about weight than in any other issue?
No, I do not. I think it's a matter of lifestyle choice. But if you're going to protect the gay, and the gays are a lifestyle choice, or Christians for that matter, why not be found? That's what I say.
Okay, here is Scott's Bluff on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. This guy's going to have to stop eating for a while. And I know he has the choice and the right to eat, but no one else can understand him, and it's not fair to everybody else.
No, you understand that I am not, and I will not be made to feel guilty about enjoying it.
I didn't say you should feel guilty. I'm saying you're being rude because people can't understand you. You have food in your mouth. Let's get to the point.
That is exactly what I'm talking about in this society, making one of the fellow traveler regalia feel guilty about eating.
I'm saying you're being rude.
Yes,
I can't understand you because your mouth is full of food.
That's
rude.
If you want to have a conversation, we got to be able to understand you.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Okay, I'm not this tall, but say I'm 6'10" or 7 foot tall, and I hit my head every time I go into a normal-sized restaurant, and I can't fit in a seat in an airplane because I'm too tall. Does that give me the right to sue?
Does it give you the right to sue? It gives you the right to access safely that aircraft. And I would ask the airline manufacturer this question. Why do you make an aircraft that does not accommodate all paying customers? Why do you not make it? Are you only? They should put a sign up.
Can you buy a first-class seat?
They should put a sign up that says people over the height of 6'5" should not buy a ticket on this airline. That's what
that might be discrimination. I have the right to get a first-class seat. Maybe I'm more comfortable in a first-class seat, the same as you.
But there is another kind of discrimination, sir.
Did I hear you belch, Mr. Schwinn?
No, sir, I did not. I think that's, if you're trying to be funny, you're not funny.
No one's laughing. This is serious.
So there's another kind of discrimination. It is a tacit discrimination. You build an aircraft that does not accommodate someone 6'5". You don't put the sign up that says you're not welcome. You simply build an aircraft that does not make them welcome. The same is true of people who are overweight, not being allowed to feel as if they are welcome on an aircraft.
But nobody forced you to buy that ticket.
Oh, please, sir.
No,
Please.
Okay, we're on. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened there. 1-800-449-8686. Are you there, Roland?
Yes, sir. I'm right here. I was talking to Dirk, and his wife has made his wife makes a wonderful, what's called a vegetable fiesta. Enjoy. There is a slight fondue on it. That's all. And I was trying to get a little bit more butter carrots.
It's a what is it called?
Vegetable fiesta. And it has a fondue. It's delicious.
All right. Well, we're going to get the conversation back here to the extra airline space accorded coach passengers. Roland Schwinn from Fat Pride is with us. He says it's because of the lobbying his organization did on behalf of, quote, the fat and happy, those people who are fat and happy about it and will not make, and the literature from your organization is very explicit. You will not be made to feel guilty because you enjoy a meal every now and again.
That is at the heart and soul, really, of what we do at Fat Pride. Because I happen to enjoy a meal, I'm going to be made to be vilified? I don't think so.
All right, here is West Palm Beach on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My comment to you this evening is that I think that what your guest is saying, that his choice of pursuing food for pleasure is optional. And I would also say that the choice of flying as a mode of transportation is optional, that there are other forms of transportation, and I think it's incorrect.
Well, why is it only for people who are a certain body type?
Well, it's not. There are a number of people who are very, very uncomfortable in airline travel, and I would say that also, to add to this, it's to Gordon Bassoon's credit, who I worked with a number of years ago.
Gordon Bassoon is with Continental Airlines, and we are trying to get, he's on a very fine airline, but we are trying to convince them that the fat and happy, and those are the fellow Virginia.
Yes, and I think that you've made your point very clear about what it is, what your goal is. I think that you've overlooked one other element, which is those people seated next to someone who is obese, who is taking up their space, are not entitled to be rewarded,
Don't you think they're entitled to have a bigger seat?
Sir, an optional mode of travel.
Well, do you think they're entitled to a bigger seat?
I think it's to Gordon Bassoon's credit that his airline is accommodating people of large girth. And I think considering that those people...
So you agree with us?
No, I don't agree with you.
Well, if you say it's to his credit he's accommodating large people, then you agree with us?
No, I don't agree with you. I just think it's to his credit that he has agreed to, as the president of Continental, to take a look at the market share and say this is something we should consider. However, in your recourse, I don't think you've considered the infringement of the space of the passengers of the seats next to you that you occupied up to this particular point.
I have every bit as much right sitting there as anyone else, madam. I have every bit as much right to sit there.
Yes, you do, but I will say, as somebody who travels extensively, that my space has been infringed by obese people.
Well, then they should make larger seats, madam, and that is what we have had happen here in the last couple of days.
obesity, according
All right, ma'am,
to
thanks a lot. You've got a real monotone voice. Just about put me to sleep. Ogden on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello? Ogden, hello?
Yes.
You're on the air, ma'am.
Okay. Yes,
Well, here's another winner.
I'll be the judge of that, okay?
I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I travel extensively for work also.
Right.
And you're welcome to be as large as you want, but
Right.
for me...
But the rebate is what we're looking for.
You
the
need
rebate.
I have sat next to
What
large
about the
people,
rebate?
and they need to bring up the armchair,
Right.
which infringes on my space.
It cuts off my circulation.
Right, but why would
Okay.
I need to accommodate you? Oh,
Who's
I don't really
telling you?
appreciate
Do you own an
being up
airline?
next to me.
Do you own an airline?
Pardon me?
Do you own an airline, madam?
No, I
Well, then
only
I'm not
travel
asking
on
you.
one
I don't
week.
ask you to accommodate me. I'm asking the airline to accommodate me. And in the process, they're accommodating you because they're making a bigger seat. What we're asking for now is a rebate of the money that we have spent over the years.
Well, what about my rebate when I have to sit next to you?
You don't
taking
have
up
to
half
sit.
my seat.
Why don't you? Well, I'm not taking up half your seat.
Yes, you did.
Believe
me.
You're taking up my seat by sitting there. Have you thought about that?
Did you buy
How
two
is-
seats?
how
Did
is
you buy
she-
my seat too?
How's she taking up your seat?
Because of the fact that I should be able to fit into my own seat.
But you're taking up your seat and half of mine.
You're prejudging me, and your prejudice,
I'm
I think.
not. Believe me, I travel once a week. I
Okay.
sit next to obese people.
And you see the
if you have to
uncomfort-
lift your armchair up, you are
Madam?
in my seat, which I paid the same amount of money that you paid for one.
I will tell you this much. Sterility is not funny. Permanent bruising and hematoma. Blankets that are so small they
Sitting
result
next
in
to
illness.
you, taking up half
A
my
seat
seat
belt,
is not fun either.
Myopia, cataracts, fever blisters,
Why do I
and
have to sit
scabbing.
with you sitting up, taking up half my seat?
I have a right to travel, and I have a right
That's
to
right.
perform
Why do you buy
with you.
two seats?
Why don't
Because
they
you're
make a
taking
bigger
up
seat?
two seats.
Then they can make a bigger seat.
Well,
Or you can sit
that's
somewhere
up
else.
to you, but they're not making them yet, and you need to buy two seats
Why don't you
because
sit
it's not
in,
fair
why,
to me
why don't
that
you
you're
sit in
taking up
first
half
class?
of mine.
Why don't you sit in first class?
Pardon me?
Why don't you sit in first class?
Why don't you? You're the fat one.
Well, you are the one that's complaining about the fact that you don't sit next to me.
I
That's
don't
all
want to sit next to somebody that doesn't pay for half of my seat.
A half of your seat, madam, it's impossible for me to sit in half of your seat when the armrest
Well,
is
then-
down.
No,
No,
they
yeah.
pull up the armrest because they can't fit in between the two.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I think she's making some
let
very
me
good
tell
points,
you, if you
okay?
weigh 300 pounds and you're 5'10", you have to pull up the armrest to sit in there. You're telling me you fit between the two armrests? I don't think so.
You hate people who are happy, don't you?
Now, let me ask you this.
You hate
Oh,
people who
no,
are
I'm
happy,
very
don't
happy.
You know,
That's when I
but you
sit by a
hate
fat
people who are happy.
person.
I happen to be a very
Okay, let
happy
me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
You
When
won't
you
make me feel
fly, do you leave the armchair, do you leave the arm between you and the other passenger down?
I put it up, of course.
There you go.
There I
What
go.
if I want it down?
Well, what if you wanted it down and there was a skinny person sitting next to you?
We're not talking about that.
Oh, well, I am
You
talking
can't fly without lifting up the armchair.
So, in other words, you don't want to have bodily contact with me because I'm fat. Is that it? Is that it?
No, I want
Yes.
my armchair down.
You're angry.
I don't care who I'm sitting
You're
next
angry because you don't want to have bodily contact. Are you fat? Are you
to.
fat?
I'm not skinny, but I can fit between the two
Oh,
armchairs.
that's all right. This is actually real fun.
I have nothing against fat people.
You look fat.
But I got to tell you,
Bullshit.
you're intruding on my space.
You are fatophobic, so these are the problems that we have.
I don't get your logic. Listen to me.
The airlines are telling you not to do this.
Listen to this, though. You pay, okay, let's say we each pay $200.
All right, let's say that.
Okay, then why can't I have my arm thing down and have my
Why is it that I have to
worth
give
of
in to
12
you?
inches or
Why
whatever
do I
the
have
fees
to
are?
give in to your desire for the arm thing down? Why can't we have the arm for you? It's got nothing whatsoever to do with you this way.
I can't understand. Are you eating again?
Yeah, Mr. Schwinn.
We're having the Clams Casino. I'm awfully sorry, but the buffet is into its third phase. So what do you want me to do, hang up?
Sir, what I'm asking you to do is not to eat.
You see, this woman is the very kind of person we have to fight. Let's make me
You're
feel
the kind of person I have to fight.
Make me feel guilty because I enjoy
I want
eating.
my square foot in
Your
the
square
plane.
foot. How about my square foot up your bottom side, madam?
Oh, that's very eloquent. I'm impressed.
You know what? Swallow your food, Mr. Schwinn, and let's get this back to a
now, listen,
civil and adult thing.
I
have to. I got
X amount of space on an airplane.
Jesus. You still talking? You don't have to listen to me talk. At least I've enjoyed the meal while I'm talking.
I can't understand you, but I don't get your logic. You pay the same amount as I do. Why am I not entitled to the space on the airplane? Not only can you not stop eating, you can't stop talking.
You're going to have to, Mike, put him on hold and tell him that we cannot understand him. Thank you very much for your call, ma'am.
Thank you.
Phil Hendrie Show. Tell him he's got to stop eating, okay? Or whatever it is that he's doing. Okay, Roland?
What did you do? You put me on hold?
I put you on hold because I need...
Phil, this is an attempt... You don't know what's happening, even on your own radio show.
I'm just telling you, people can't understand you.
This is an attempt to make those of us in the regalia feel guilty about our eating and our enjoyment of a good meal. And
what do you mean, those of you in the regalia?
Those of us who are the joyfully fat and of the fellow regalia. And we are combating these things. You are censoring me because I am of the joyful regalia.
I'm not censoring you because you're a member of the joyful regalia. I simply can't hear what you're saying. Tampa on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello. Tampa, hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I just got a question here for Mr. Rowland. You're sitting there trying to tell us that sitting on an airplane seat with a tight belt is making you sterile, giving you cataracts, and things of this nature. Excuse me, sir, but that's a crock.
Well, sir, blood pressure that is heightened by a constricting seatbelt.
Has nothing to do with being stuck on an airplane seat because you're fat.
Blood pressure that is elevated because of a constricting seatbelt is
because of your weight.
No, because of a constricting
because of your weight.
Sir, I will ask you what I ask the other people. Why does my body have to conform to the airline? Why doesn't the aircraft conform to the body types of the people that use it? I think it is its own form of tacit discrimination not to construct an aircraft that will accommodate all the body types of the people who do the duty.
Well, sir, I think if you've got that kind of a problem, maybe you should probably drive on the train.
Have you ever
maybe
not
that plane can't take your fat butt someplace.
Have you ever not been able to fit into a seat, sir?
No, I have never been able to fit into a seat.
Then you don't know Jack.
I do. Actually, he's a good friend of mine.
Aren't you amusing? Aren't you amusing?
Yes, I am. Actually, I'm a comedian, too, but that's beside the point.
You're a comedian. Let me tell you something. As long as you individuals have it your way, you have to travel with me, then we have it my way.
I've sat next to fat people before, and I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Then what's your problem?
However, like the lady said before, if the armrest is down, it should stay down.
Well, let me ask this question. I don't know who has control over the armrest. Who gets to control? Who gets to control the armrest? You know.
That's a very good point. If you want it down, why can't I have it up? And who says that you get to see what you want to do?
Oh, take the food out of your mouth.
Sure. I don't eat the food. I want to do what I want to do, and I want to enjoy.
What the hell is that? Take the food out of your mouth. You're going to have a conversation with
you know what you are? You are an individual who wants everything your way, but you're not going to get it your way. That's what you're about.
You really have to swallow, okay?
I said, Phil, he's an individual who wants it his way, or he won't have a normal conversation.
All right, Roland Schwinn is with us. We'll be back for the home stretch of our interview with him. He is the founder and president of Fat Pride in Anaheim Hills, California. They lobbied, they say successfully, several airlines to get wider coach seats and more legroom for those who he calls the joyfully fat or the fat and happy, people who like to eat, are not guilty about eating, and are healthy and fat. And now they want a rebate of $100 million from the airlines for having to sit in what he calls seats with seatbelts that were failing. At that tension, they're like a slingshot, says the press release. Blankets that are too small, resulting in illness and exposure, permanent bruising and hematoma from the armrests, sterility, shin splints, and angina and halitosis. Our number, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show. The Phil Hendrie Henry Show at 1-800-449-8686 and our website, philhenryshow.com. Roland Schwinn, from the Fat Pride is with us, and he is at a celebration. They have widened the seats on a couple of major air carriers for Fat Pride people, that is, those fat people who travel by air. It's a great, great time. And you wanted a moment just to pay homage to Dirk Siegert?
Dirk Siegert, Phil, is one of the co-founders of Fat Pride. And I wanted to, as we do in Fat Pride and of the fellow regalia, we are not guilty and we are not ashamed of enjoying a good meal. So I want to list some of the things that were on the menu this evening that we enjoyed this evening. Cornish game hen that was basted in butter.
Cornish game hen?
Cornish game hen basted in butter.
That's butter, right?
Yeah. The salmon pate, which is outstanding. A wonderful Alfredo sauce fettuccine that I think was a wonderful cream-based fettuccine Alfredo. And for an appetizer, we had a bruschetta that was just wonderful.
The bruschetta, my wife makes that.
There was wonderful garlic on a beautiful toast and a lot of basil. It was just delicious.
All right, let's go to Memphis. Memphis on the Phil Henry Show. Hello.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't understand how all these medical problems that he's saying that these people have are caused by airplane seats.
Yes, they are.
How?
Well, which one are you referring to?
Any of them.
Well, which, for instance, halitosis?
Any of them.
Yes.
I mean, I'm.
The problem. Are you of the joyful regalia?
No, I'm not.
Are you fat and happy?
I am not small, but I am not fat.
Are you large?
I'm a little bit.
Well, all right. In other words, but you're a happy person with your weight and the width of your hip area.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a married woman?
Yes.
All right. Your husband, I'm sure, has a great amount of joy for you. Enjoys you physically is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful blessing. You are of the regalia.
No, I'm not.
Well, you have what we call some junk in the trunk. In other words, there is a width.
No.
You don't have a larger posterior?
No.
What is the point of this?
Well, she said she was big. I'm just wondering what she meant by it.
I don't understand.
What do you mean? No, but what do you mean when you said it's big?
Look. If you can't chew, and swallow.
You're fat. You're happy. Then you're one of us. Okay. Now, to answer your question, a seatbelt is a very constricting thing. It can cause sterility. It has caused cataracts and fever blisters, as well as angina and halitosis.
I'm sorry, I don't believe that.
Well,
I'm
not interested whether you believe it or not. It happens to be a medical fact.
I'm sorry,
What do you mean by what is halitosis?
That is bad breath. That is a form of gum disease that causes bad breath.
So how does a seatbelt going around you cause bad breath?
There is a constriction of the abdominal area that forces the gases up into the...
Please.
Please. You are of the regalia, and you are a traitor to your own people. You are.
No, I am not.
Well, then why won't you be with the regalia and back me up on this? What,
no,
are you laughing
I am not of the regalia.
You said you're big. What does it mean that you're big?
I'm about average, maybe a little bit over average.
Are you just like a big, tall girl?
Yeah, I'm 5'11", and that's the problem.
Well, you're 5'11". How much do you weigh?
I weigh about 180.
Wow. Jesus Christ. You gotta be thin.
Huh?
You have to be thin.
I am 5'11", not 5'5".
Yeah, but 5'11",
Swallow your food.
Well, I'm talking about food, but 5'11", 180, you trying to tell me you look good? You sound hot.
What?
You sound hot.
God.
I'll tell you what I'm saying. The stabbing and halitosis.
I'm with the lady. I don't believe that being, airline seats cause halitosis, okay?
You got a big butt on, is all I'm wondering.
I don't understand. I mean, because I'm a tall person, does that mean that I'm cramped up in this little seat. Does that mean I should sue the airline?
Yes, you have the right to have a larger seat, and I'm telling you to be able to regale you, and if the fellow regale you, so little me.
What do you mean by the regalia, anyway, man?
That is a part of what we profess is nudism as well as the fat pride.
Nudism.
That is correct, yes, sir. So we do believe in being forceful and out about our lifestyle.
All right, here is Orem on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hi, how you doing, Phil?
Fine.
Pretty good. I have to agree with the last caller. This guy is sitting there saying that all this stuff causes stuff from seat belts and airline seats.
Halitosis, right. I
don't believe it. I do not believe one bit of it.
Why not?
Because it's got to do with you being as heavy as you are. That's what causes the health problems. It doesn't have anything to do with seat belts or...
Halitosis goes through the airline seatbelt.
No, whatever. I don't believe that for a minute. Just because, I am heavy and I am not happy with myself.
Well, you should be proud of yourself, dude. That's what fat pride is here for.
I'm not, though. And I wish you'd please quit doing that. It's really making me sick.
I'm enjoying a meal. I'm enjoying a tarnished game ham that has been steeped in butter.
Well, that's great that you're happy with yourself and everything else, but...
Why don't you be happy? Why don't you have something to eat and be happy? What have you got in the icebox?
Nothing.
Nothing in the icebox? Boy, that's sad. Jesus, that's sad. You need something to eat and be happy like me.
I do eat, but I don't, eat all the time.
I got a great idea. Order a pizza.
What?
Order a pizza.
What is it? Order in a pizza?
You're right.
A pizza?
Order a pizza, yeah.
Oh.
You got some cheese on it?
No.
You can live a large. Extra large with some of the sausage and, like pineapple stuff and stuff like that.
Oh, God.
God.
Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. Girl. Jeff Dowder is a musician, a singer-songwriter. He's been involved with a variety of fundraisers, festivals, especially. What was that fundraiser that he was involved with last year? The Dowder Charity? And I can't remember right now. Oh, it was the Institute of Music, exactly. He is with us on our Newsmaker line now from Temple City, California, to talk to us about, where are you right now, Jeff?
Right now, Phil, I'm in the recording studio. We just took a break from doing a couple of tracks on a new demo that we're hopefully going to produce and hopefully market very soon.
Okay. Jeff, Rick Springfield's music you're familiar with, and you've heard this story. You are a musician. You are not only a musician in your own right, but you're a member of a band. What are the pressures like on a musician, on an artist, on any man, really, who has been married for a long time and living that kind of a life?
Well, I think that we really have to just sort of have Rick in our thoughts right now. I think I know a lot of people join me in feeling concerned over Rick and Barbara Springfield's situation. Rick gave us, I think, the rock anthem, Jesse's Girl, which is one of those songs that you just can't get out of your mind. It's such an anthem for so many people. And I'm so sorry what happened to Rick. As a musician, I understand what he's going through, and I hope he's able to just put this whole thing behind him. Because here's the thing, Well,
let me ask you about this whole thing that he needs to put behind him. Charges of spousal abuse.
Well, what I was going to tell you, Phil, is as a musician, you are constantly you're an artist. I'm an artist. People such as myself and Rick, we create, and we're in a creative world. We're in a world of creativity. And when you're doing that kind of work, whoever you marry better check her ego at the door, man, because it's really about me. I mean, I told my own wife, and you know that Deborah and I have been married for 3 years.
Right.
I told her right up before we got married, I said, I'm an artist, and you're going to need to check your ego at the door because whatever happens, I really feel that you need to support me in my music. I need your love and support. And I think Rick needs her love and support, and if there's an occasional backhand, it's not personal. I think that's what happened.
Explain.
Explain
when if there's an occasional backhand.
Well,
if you're married to an artist, you're not married to a plumber. You're not married to some guy that's hanging drywall for a living. You're not married to some guy that's, in the sales end of things. You're married to a guy who's an artist. And if you can imagine walking in on a guy while he's creating something like Jesse's Girl and saying, bitching at him or something. Or
please watch your language.
Well, I mean, just getting on him and saying, hey, your socks are in the hall or dinner's ready. The dude is going to just automatically just, what? And he'll swing around, and before you know it, you got a face full of his hand. And the reason for that...
So what do you mean he's swinging around?
I'm saying you're in a creative zone. Just for instance, Phil, I'm a drummer, and I'm also a keyboard player, and I want to just get down to my...
Have you got your drum kit there?
I just got, just for instance, if I'm doing a song... Let's just say I'm doing a song like, whatever. 1, 2, 3, I'm back in the saddle again. And then my old lady comes in, and she says, yeah, man, dinner's ready. I'm like, I'm back in the... I've just hit her, and I didn't mean to hit her because I never want to not hurt her, okay? But I just hit her... And
you're telling me that this is some kind of an instantaneous response, which tells me that there is an impulse control problem.
But if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're like Rick Springfield, if you're like Jeff Dowder, and you're a musician, your old lady's got to know that so she doesn't come walking in, man, when you're laying down something righteous, like... If I'm in the session, I'm going, 1, 2, 3, there's a lady who knows all that glitters. And she comes in and goes, yeah, man, hey, your socks are in the hall. Well, you dirty, filthy, you just hit her, man. And you didn't want to do it, man. And that is really...
I know that you're a Rick Springfield fan, okay?
What?
I know that you're a Rick Springfield fan.
I just think he's done a lot of very good contributions.
Okay, but you're trying to explain away this man's behavior toward his wife.
No. You don't understand that Rick Springfield gave us some great moments, and I'm saying understand the pressure he's under. He hasn't had a hit record in a while. And
that is no excuse to hit your wife.
No, but she's got no excuse walking in on him and saying, your socks are in the hall.
But if he's... Look, you're telling me he's sitting at a keyboard, he's sitting at a guitar.
He could be sitting at a drum kit. You never interrupt a musician when he's in the middle of laying down some tracks. We're in the middle of a session right now, Phil. I can give an example. Dark Horse is in the studio right now, Ben. My drummer's coming back, our bass player's coming back. And we're doing some things, man. Dark Horse, this next CD is going to be awesome, okay? And we're doing some things, all right? Some things that are going to blow some people away, all right? And my old lady comes walking in on the middle of that when I'm putting down Judgment at Sunrise, Hair Today, Ball Tomorrow, all kinds of funny and fun songs. And she says, yeah, Jeff, man, could you bring the cans in off the street? Pow, man, before I'm even thinking about it, she's got a face full of my right hand, which includes a death's head skull ring, a pinky ring.
Okay, you don't have to give me everything that you got on your hand. What you're saying is she's going to be bleeding.
And I didn't want to hurt her. I ain't mean it, but she should have known better. Okay, I never meant it, but she should have known better.
All right, Jeff Dowder is with us in studio with Dark Horse. We've got him during a break. He is a musician. We're talking about Rick Springfield, who was arrested for spousal abuse. And it sounds to me like you're saying the guy needs our number, by the way, is 1-800-449-8686. He's an artist, so he gets a pass. Is that it?
He's an artist, and I think we need to understand that. I think women need to understand. Check your ego at the door if you marry a musician. Check your ego at the door if you marry a writer or an actor. Us artists, we need to be nurtured and supported. And if you got some chick who thinks she's bigger, some woman, I don't mean to be on the offensive or nothing, but if you got some woman who thinks she's bigger than you and the things you're trying to get done, because I tell my old lady, baby, I'm trying to do something over here, okay? I'm trying to do something over here, okay? I got a new album coming out. I got a CD coming out. She come walking in on me.
And
I don't see how you can forgive striking a woman, okay? Striking a woman, physically abusing a woman because you happen to have an album coming out.
Phil, I'm not saying that it's right. I'm saying it's an automatic response that the artists do. It could have 200 years ago, Mozart is he's laying down some of his stuff. He's in his studio or parlor or whatever they had back then, and he's laying down that woo, you know, and then his old lady walks in and says, Wolfgang, man, dinner's ready. Boom! Before she even knows what have hit her. And we had written a song for Rick.
Okay, can you hold on for a minute because we're going to come back to you?
All right, Phil, we'll be back. We're going to be going back into the studio.
I know that you guys are going back in to do some more recording, but I'd like you to stay with me, Jeff. Jeff Dowder from the band Dark Horse. We're talking to him about Rick Springfield, arrested for spousal abuse. And we'll close the line to the studio right now. And it's a sad thing. Jesse's Girl, Don't Talk to Strangers, some nice songs. Jeff says that as an artist, especially the Rick Springfields of the world, or the Jeff Dowders, whoever, women need to understand they check their ego at the door. You can't get too much into the face of an artist, otherwise he may backhand you without even thinking about it. Now, I'm not telling you that I agree with that. That's called impulse control. That's called an impulse control problem. And I don't care if the guy is creating Beethoven's Ninth. You don't swing around with a backhand just because she told you to take the trash out while you're in the middle of creating Pet Sounds or something. Or Smells Like Teen Spirit or anything. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show. We have Jeff Dowder from the band Dark Horse with us. We're talking about Rick Springfield, the 1980s music star, as well as an actor. Rick Springfield was an actor in General Hospital. He did the song Jesse's Girl and Don't Talk to Strangers. He's been arrested for charges of spousal abuse. Jeff Dowder is on the line, and basically, Jeff, you're telling us, as a musician, which is what you are, and I understand that, women should know before they marry a musician that you guys are potentially violent?
Well, Phil, I think women should know before they marry a musician that we're very creative, and we're so creative, and we're so involved in our world of creativity that if you bug us while we're doing our thing, if you're bugging me while I'm in the studio, I don't even mean to hit you, and I'm going to haul off and just do a roundhouse right, you know.
So you have no control.
No. It's not that we don't have control, Phil. It's that that's how artists are made. And I'm an artist, and a lot of people don't understand artists.
Now, I know you're in the studio right now. You have written a song, or you and the band have worked up something for Rick Springfield?
We worked up something for not only Rick, but also for Rick's wife, Barbara. We do care very much about her. And you and I are talking about violence, how can it happen like that, Phil? And really, the name of the song is In the Wink of an Eye, I Blackened Her Eye, because it happens that fast. In the wink of an eye, I blackened her eye. And
are you going to give us a little bit of it?
Yeah, I've just got the keyboard here. Tell me if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
Sounds okay. Can you hear that, Melissa?
Okay, this is called In the Wink of an Eye, I Blackened Her Eye. In the wink of an eye, I blacken her eye. I feel really bad, yes I do. Don't interrupt when I'm working on my stuff, or I'll split your lip in two. Okay, that's a little bit of what we're talking about. And I know Rick Allen of Def Leppard, who lost an arm in an automobile accident, man, even he tried to strangle his wife, and that's with one arm. And that shows you how deep that goes.
All right, let's take a phone call. Indianapolis is on the phone. Hi, you're on the Phil Hendrie Show with Jeff Dowder of Dark Horse.
Yeah, I would just like to say that, for one, I don't care who you are. You could be God. You do not slap a woman.
I know, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying as a musician, though.
I don't care if you're a musician. I myself sing and I'm an artist myself, and I understand how that goes.
Okay,
I may not be as far up in the industry as you, but I understand.
I blackened her. See, that's what I'm trying to say is it was in the wink of an eye I blackened her eye.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't know.
I don't care how fast you wink. You don't hit.
Let me ask you something, okay?
Yeah, I agree with this lady, by the way.
Well, Mr. Henry, I know it's your show, so I guess you're paid to agree with your listeners. And
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just saying there's no excuse for...
Let me ask the lady something. Rick Allen of Def Leppard, are you familiar with that band?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Are you familiar with Def Leppard?
No.
Okay, it's a rock band. The drummer has only one...
I'm sorry, yeah, I do. I didn't hear who you said.
Okay. The guy's only got one arm, and he tried to strangle his wife. That shows you that he's got no control over it.
No, you have control over your body, your emotions, your thinking, period.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of semantics. This is another one that I wrote for Rick and Barbara. When you see me coming, run.
I can tell right now that your mother obviously did not bring you up to
what?
Be a gentleman.
When you see me coming, run. Is that the name of that song?
It's something I'm working on, that's all.
All right, ma'am, thank you for your call.
Okay, thank
you. What does that mean?
It's something I'm working on. When you see me coming, run fast, baby. When you see me run... Okay.
That's fine. Here is Hollywood, Florida on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine.
How you doing, sister?
Pardon me?
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm just doing fine.
Great.
I'm just feeling like this, you know, you got to stop looking at everything, you yourself, as into yourself.
Will you quit fooling around with the keyboard?
Sorry.
That's all right. You got to stop being into yourself, thinking from a ego yourself, because, you know, women are people, too.
I'm creative, okay?
I'm a creative woman, too.
Okay,
and
what do you do?
Can I say something?
What do you do for a living?
Can I say something? When I was going to college and I had to go and do some math problems I never, you know, even conquered in my whole high school years. I had to conquer in college.
What, like
and I couldn't even
addition?
concentrate, and my daughter was up in my face. And this was the worst I've ever seen myself. I said, go outside. Not even in the house. Please just go outside the house.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the point is, I could have hauled off and slapped my daughter in the face.
You wanted to, didn't you? You wanted to just haul off in a little roundhouse right to the chin,
No. What it was a struggle in me that I had to conquer this math, and it had nothing to do with trying to even want to hit my daughter. What it was is I had to conquer something in myself.
What I do is I try to deal with it through music, like you just gave me an inspiration, which is get up out of my face. Get up out of my face.
But you know what? When you hit people, it's the problem that's inside of you, like at that moment.
Not if you're an artist, okay?
Hey, listen.
You hit me.
Then you know what? You can justify it as much as you want, because I tell you, if I'd have been Rick Springfield's woman at the point in my life where I stand today, I would have probably taken the closet stick and hit him in the head. You know, just as a point.
You would have taken a lacrosse stick and hit him in the head?
No, just as a point to prove to you in my
you
telling
play lacrosse?
You that I would have done the same thing.
All right.
And felt justified, just like you saying.
No, it's not the same, because he's the artist. She just was cooking dinner.
Right, but
all right. Thanks for your call, ma'am. Here is Austin on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
What a dingleberry.
You know what?
For one,
you know what? You don't understand. You don't understand how the.
First off, I dated a guy who was an artist, and quit playing with that.
Put the keyboard away,
okay? You have other things to do than play with that. You can talk to me.
Yeah, I can talk to you, but you don't understand.
Then shut up and let me talk.
I'm a musician.
No, so am I, honey. I play drums, and I also date a guitarist. You know what? He ever touched me once, I would put his ass 6 feet under the ground.
He's not
just like you should be.
That's unusual. You're dating a musician, right?
Yes, and I am a musician.
I don't get that. I would
kick his ass before he touched me, sweetheart.
Well, he's a musician. How could
so
he not?
am I.
How could he not
and
haul
your
off?
Point is,
how could he not haul off and bloody your nose?
I'm also a writer, and your point is, I can be creative more than you can, buddy.
No,
and I sure hell can sing a lot better than you can, sweetheart.
You what?
But I tell you what.
In the blink
of
an
eye, will you quit that? I'm gonna put that damn piano so far up your ass, you're gonna be coughing, damn.
You know what? I may get on a plane and fly to Austin and
come here, baby. I'm waiting for you. I'll be waiting at Austin International, sweetheart, with a big old kiss for your butt.
You know what? I don't think Austin has.
I don't think Austin has it.
Austin don't have no international airport. Okay, it's probably some regional airport.
There's BAI.
Hey, BAI.
Come on, baby. I'm waiting for you. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Meet me there.
What's BAI?
Huh?
What?
It's Austin Bergstrom International Airport. Meet you there. I'm going to put those keys.
All right, okay. What was the point that you guys want to make? What is the point you two are trying to make?
The point I'm making is that you can't be a guy, and people are trying to do that.
Should never
One person at a time. One person at a time.
Well, then tell him to shut up.
How about you shutting up?
How about you come meet me?
Hey, baby, Austin, Texas ain't big enough yet.
And don't call me baby, honey. I am not your baby. My name is Joy.
Oh, Joy? Your name's going to be in the wink of an eye, I blackened her eye in a minute.
And your name's going to be my foot so
okay,
far
so
your ass.
Okay, all right, okay, fine. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. One 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. Jeff Dowder is on the phone. Okay, Jeff? Jeff?
I'm right here, Phil.
Okay. Try to hold the keyboard playing down. Rick Springfield arrested for spousal abuse. Jeff is with the band Dark Horse. We're talking about the needs of artists. And
well, all I'm saying, Phil, is as an artist, I need to have my creative space. And when you have a woman who's, like a lot of women who are married to artists, you know, I want to be your muse. I want to be your inspiration. Can we go to the park today? Can we go to a movie? They're always up in your face and everything. And I wrote a song called "When You See Me When You See Me Come and Run." It goes, "When you see me come and run, get out of here, get out of here. When you see me come." See, that really states where I'm coming from in terms of my creative needs. And
when you see me coming, run. I mean, that sounds violent.
Well, it's not violent. It's my need to be alone to create as an artist. And I think that's what's going on.
So we've been talking here for a half an hour about how musicians have a right.
No, I did not say right. I just say you have to understand.
Okay, so I have to understand that the guy is creating Jesse's Girl, or he's creating Don't Talk to Strangers, or in your case, you're creating When You See Me Come and Run. And if a woman does come, and
she doesn't run, she may get a knuckle sandwich. Not that I wanted to give it to her, okay? The song's only violent. If she doesn't get her ass out of my sight, then, you know.
Then a knuckle sandwich.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to...
Yeah, I think I understand you. Let me go to some phone calls. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
My dad is a retired physician. I'm 51. Now, the difference between the artist and the physician is if the artist makes a mistake, he makes a mistake. If a physician makes a mistake, the patient can either die or be maimed or harmed for life.
What?
Yes.
What?
You heard me.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about making music.
Man, the situation has nothing to do...
Ma'am, you got to watch your language. You have to watch... Ma'am, you have to watch your... You have to watch your... Listen to me. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, she said a dirty word. She said a dirty word.
I'm just asking.
I apologize.
That's fine. Just watch the words. Go ahead.
Okay. Now,
all I'm trying to say in a song like "When You See Me Come and Run."
Sir, no.
What?
I'm going to tell you what I would have done and what I would do with you. And if you came after me because you want me to run.
No.
You know what I would do? Would do exactly what I did to my dad. I will call 911 and have the police come out.
What is it? I thought your dad was a doctor or something.
He is
You started out talking.
He hit me one time because I dropped a cereal bowl.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
What do you mean that makes sense?
Well, how does it make sense?
Well, you dropped the cereal bowl.
What's that got to do with the price of eggs?
Let me ask you a question. Was he doing surgery at the time, or was he doing...
He was eating lunch.
Why would he be doing surgery while his daughter is holding a cereal bowl? Do you understand?
No, I don't. I'm talking about when I'm doing...
You know what the problem is?
If I'm eating lunch, no, I shouldn't hit her. But if I'm working on, like, "When You See Me Come and Run," and I'm...
Will you knock it off with the keyboard?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Was it an expensive cereal bowl?
If it was $1 million, it's not worth getting your name plastered in the newspaper.
Wow, this lady got beat up by her dad.
Well,
now,
I mean,
what I'm going to do,
I'm not talking about that. That's wrong.
Well-known locally.
Did he go to
in
jail?
Pennsylvania.
Did he go to
and
jail?
I told him, please let me finish. And I told him point blank, if he ever did that again, I was going to call the police back, and I was going to have him arrested, and his name was going to get plastered all over the front page of the newspaper.
I think you did the right thing. What's your first name?
Alexis.
Alexis. I wrote a song for you. Alexis.
Sir, that's not music. That's garbage.
Bowl of...
Oh, so you're being funny now.
No, I'm not. I wanted to...
Sir, you are not a talented musician.
What? I got my own band, ma'am. I play at Mr. Pooh's on Friday nights.
Whippy.
Oh, that hurts.
Good.
Good?
Goodbye.
Okay, so your dad hit you. That hurt. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? Now you just hurt me? Oh, okay. Okay, forget it, man.
What?
I was going to work on Alexis. You dropped the cereal bowl.
You know something, pal? You're being a little glib, and...
Phil, I'm not being glib. What I'm trying to do is show him that I'm a musician.
Yeah. Keep working on that, man. Portland on the Phil Hendry Show.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just keep working on it. Portland, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
What's the name of your band again?
Dark Horse.
And have you had any #1 hits?
Right now, we're just starting out. We do a lot of progressive music that a lot of rock stations, don't play.
And why, is your creativity part trying to beat the crap out of your wife?
No.
Why can you not find
Okay,
any
do you have any...
alternative...
Are we going to have a dialogue here, or are you just asking questions?
Well, she's asking me stuff about beating the crap out of my wife. All I'm saying is, if I'm writing a song and she comes in and tells me that the heater doesn't work, I may inadvertently kick her.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
so
that's what I'm
you can't
saying.
be creative enough.
All right,
to
man,
not...
thanks for your call. Here is, Mike, I don't want questions from people. I want comments. That woman in Portland starts off nothing but a series of questions. Okay, and...
Well, she's asking me about being a musician.
No, she's not. Asking you, Jack, about being, just...
I don't mind answering questions.
I don't care about whether you're a musician or not. We're talking about something more serious. Spousal abuse. San Antonio on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello.
Hey, Dingleberry, I'm back.
What's up with that, man? Let me tell you guys something. One phone call per show, you losers. Tucson on the Phil Hendry Show. Hello. One phone call per 6-month period on this show. Hello. Tucson.
Yeah, I just want.
How many times have you called today?
Yeah, you got a lot of losers on your...
Never mind. Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to find out where he gets off sitting there hiding behind artistic license to beat the hell out of his wife.
I never said I beat the hell out of my wife.
So you can slap her around, and it's artistic license because you're interested in.
Look, I can tell Phil by
your job.
I can tell Phil by most of the phone calls that I get. You're getting today. Nobody understands what it's like to be a musician. Okay.
Well, I'm an artist as well, but I just don't understand where you're coming from by smacking your wife.
All right, you know what? We're going to let you go, Jeff. I will tell you this much. I know where you live, and if I hear about you beating your wife...
I don't beat my wife, man. I slap her if she interrupts me while I'm doing music.
Great. If I hear about that, we'll get the cops on you. Until then, have yourself a nice life.
Well, what about our CD?
Yeah, we'll play the CD when it comes out, man. Okay, that's Jeff Dowder, and good luck to Rick Springthorpe. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
Now, Phil Hendry, 1-800-449-8686.
Well, how big is your business?
I've got a cabinet making business, basically, I'd say we've been in business now about 7 years.
And so you're you do interior construction?
Yeah, we do subcontracting. A lot of people are remodeling their homes, but it's also very competitive because of the fact that this is a down economy. And when you are someone who's trying to live a good life and you're trying to teach your children good morals, it's tough to go out into the world to do some of these jobs in some of these homes and still come back and maintaining your dignity like a human being. And it's tough for us.
All right, I'm talking to just one of many construction and service-oriented people who we've been talking to this week. You do construction, and we're talking about the economy. You do construction in homes, interior?
Cabinet work mostly.
All right, cabinetry and kitchens?
Yes, sir.
And you say that it is difficult to work in today's home. Why?
It's difficult for us to go into these homes and to see a lot of the way people live. And I would not take these jobs were it not for the fact that I need the money. But when I go in, and I have a crew of one other person, so it's myself, I have a helper by the name of Cody. We go in, we do the jobs, and I have to be at home. Sometimes they have pornographic materials laying around. Sometimes, because a lot of the homeowners will leave and say, well, we're going for a couple of hours. We continue to work inside the home.
Well, I know that my wife and I have done the same thing. We've had some work done in our home, and we'll leave, and a workman is in there. But you're noticing things that are inside the house when you are left there?
Well, I think it's difficult not to.
You mentioned pornographic materials. What else?
The movies that some of these people look at, the music some of these people listen to is offensive to me. It's offensive to the people that I work with. And again, I wouldn't take the job were it not for the fact that this is a down economy. We need the money. But I think that what we have done, I think morally, is the proper course, even though we are technically stealing, and yes, I'm not being honest.
Because you're telling me that you go into a home to redo the kitchen cabinets, and you'll see pornographic materials. And when you say pornographic, Mr. Marco, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about some of these magazines that show all of the everything, some of the movies that show everything. I was using a telephone in the master bedroom. One of the jobs we were doing out here in Santa Clarita, I used a telephone in the master bedroom, and there was underwear and this kind of thing. I don't want to get into it.
Well, you don't have to describe it.
But the point being that's why we removed these items.
And you're taking this stuff out of the people's houses and doing what with it?
Well, we're basically just getting rid of it.
Why?
Because
that's technically stealing. Look, if somebody hires you,
Mr. Henry, I'm an honest man.
Okay, you're an honest man as far as it goes, but if somebody hires you to come into their house and do some work inside the house and they leave, and you're taking items that you think are offensive to you and getting rid of them, that's stealing.
That is maintaining my dignity as a human being and as a Christian, and at the same time, I don't think it's stealing. All we're doing is getting rid of some of the offensive, whether it's underwear or this kind of thing, and maintaining my dignity.
And what, do the people notice this stuff is gone?
Yes, they do, sir.
Do they ask you where it went?
Sometimes they have asked us, have we seen this or have we seen that? We'll say, no, we have not.
So you lie. You lie.
Absolutely. And I'm not denying that I lie, but I'm lying so that we can maintain our dignity as decent human beings and continue to operate like the creatures God intended us to be, walking upright, instead of walking around on our knuckles like half of these people that I do jobs for, where they have filth laying on their coffee tables and filth in their VCRs and whatever you want to call it, dog collars, all of this. So, yes, sir.
Why take the job from someone to redo their kitchen cabinets? Why take a job from someone to redo their ceiling lights or whatever it is you do, Mr. Marca, when you're going to wind up stealing items from their home?
We do not steal, sir.
Well, you're taking stuff that belongs to somebody else.
Yes, that is technically true. But I have it within my right as a Christian to remove any offending material while I'm trying to do my job, putting in a cabinet, which is a delicate operation and certainly demands concentration. And I'm aware all the time over on the coffee table is a pornographic piece of film. And, of course, the boxes show everything now. And I can't do that. And
so you're being distracted.
Anybody would be. We are simply trying to restore dignity in these homes. If that takes removing some of these items, so be it.
All right, that's a very interesting conversation we're having with Mr. Austin Amarca. He's a cabinetry man. We'll get back to his phone call in just a second. I want to give our phone numbers out. He does a lot of cabinet work, interior carpentry work. And he says the economy is so down that they'll take any job they can, but he's gone into some homes and seen pornographic videotapes, pornographic materials, magazines, these kinds of things. He mentioned underwear at one point, and it's difficult for them to do their job when they know that stuff is there, so they remove this stuff from the home, and they don't tell the homeowners. And, of course, he technically that's stealing, but when he's asked, and the thing that I want to ask you, Mr. Mark, and I'm just bringing my audience up to date, when you're asked, do you know what happened to the stuff, you say, no, I don't. Are you there, sir?
Sir, I'm right here.
Okay, you say...
Could you repeat your question?
Yeah. When you're asked, do you know what happened to the stuff, you say no.
That's correct, sir.
Why do you lie?
Because, sir, if I told them that I was removing... we saw a homosexual and a bisexual pornographic material, and I'm told if I tell them I took it, obviously they're going to fire me, and we need the work. The economy is too soft.
So you don't want to tell them you stole this stuff?
I don't consider it stealing when I am trying to maintain...
when you take something from somebody's house that doesn't belong to you and you don't tell them you took it, you don't think that's stealing?
No, I do not in this case.
What's the difference?
In this case, we are taking filth, and it shows everything on the box. If you have been into an adult bookstore and you have gotten one of these adult bisexual or homosexual movies, and on the box it shows everything, you would understand that while I'm trying to do cabinetry work or I'm positioning some new canned lighting in someone's family room, and laying on a coffee table is a woman who has no clothing on at all, is being attended to by another woman. There are no men that you can understand, and one of the women is wearing something that only a man should be wearing. I think you understand what I'm...
All right, you don't have to... So this is offending you?
It would offend any decent man trying to maintain it. And Cody, who's my assistant, was in the master bedroom. He came out with some kind of a lubricant material. Now, he was upset. And
you don't have to describe what it is, though.
No, but he was upset, and he could hardly finish the job that day. I'm trying to maintain my morality as a Christian man, maintain my job, and keep my family fed, and by all that, not having to look at someone's lubricant or this kind of situation. Now, that is...
And again, I don't need the graphicness.
I'm sorry.
But you're saying that you have every right in the world, if you go into a home where you think there's offending materials, to take them out of there.
Yes, sir, I do. And again, think about what they're missing. It's nothing they're really good. They can go out and buy it again.
Well, it costs money.
Well, if it costs money and they don't have enough money to buy it, then they're spending their money on the wrong stuff.
You know that you're giving a bad name to... You say Christian, right?
Yes, sir.
You know you're giving a bad name to anybody that calls himself a Christian.
I don't maintain that I'm just saying that I got my own personal relationship with Jesus. And I feel that in order to feed my family, stealing these kinds of underwears and all of this is not bad.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. This is a down economy, and in it, men and women are forced to do lots of different jobs. This man does interior construction work, in which sometimes he finds himself in a home where there are offending adult videotapes, offending adult pornographic materials, clothing, etc. He says, in order to maintain his decency, he takes those materials out of the home and gets rid of them. Now, I would imagine most people should remove that stuff if they have workmen there. Or should they? Isn't it the right of a homeowner to have laying around anything that he wants to have laying around, and the construction worker or the cabinet maker or whoever it is just going to have to overlook it? Or does that guy have the right to steal that stuff and get rid of it because he's a Christian? 1-800-449-8686. It's a fascinating question. We'll get back with Mr. Austin Amarca, who is does inside cabinetry work in the Santa Clarita Valley. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Out of bounds. The Phil Hendry Show is back. 1-800-449-8686.
I'm talking with Austin Amarca. He's a cabinet man. Interior construction is something that people do. They do additions to their homes. This man says that it is difficult for them to do their work when pornographic materials are inside the home, when offensive materials are inside the home. A lot of these guys, the homeowner trusts you while they're not there to be there to do the work.
I understand that, Mr. Henry, and I do appreciate that, sir. And I try not to violate that trust.
And yet, if you find bisexual videotapes or you find underwear or something that's offensive, you take it out of there.
That is the only case We do not, I'm not selling this for profit. I'm trying to maintain my decency as a human that walks upright and that I'm not an animal. Now, Bill Wheeler, who I told you about, and Mr. Wheeler's story was well documented in the Los Angeles Times as a carpenter who had been going through, I believe, the laundry of one of these individuals. Bill is a very dear friend of mine, a very moral man.
Now, he'd been going through the laundry.
That is correct. And it was his determination that there was some kind of a flavored feminine hygiene product that had been used. That is a violation, in our opinion, of Christian ethic. And
why?
I'm sorry?
Why?
Because that connotes that there is oral sex being practiced, and that is a violation of the Christian ethic if a flavored or scented feminine hygiene product is being used. Now, that's well known throughout the Christian community.
So he smelt underwear? Are you telling me the truth? This guy did that?
Sir, you see, if we take a job and go into your...
I just want to hear the answer to, did he?
Yes, sir, he did, but there are reasons.
So this guy determined after sniffing some woman's underwear that this was not the right place.
And he did quit the job, yes, sir. I have a family. I can't do it.
1-800-449-8686. Do construction workers inside your home when you're not there have the right to take out pornographic materials or offensive material? Sharon, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show. Sharon?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Well, I just wanted to say to the gentleman that he is trying to take God's job, and God did not give him that job. His responsibility as a Christian is to pray for these people and to bring them to Christianity and to Jesus.
Absolutely.
Not take things out of their home,
but ma'am,
which is clearly stealing.
Do you believe that we are also in some place eyes and ears of God?
Oh, yes.
And I also believe that in Bud Wheeler's case, we are the nose of God, if you want.
And I think going into a woman's underwear and sniffing it is offensive.
Not when you are trying to determine if you're in a home where sin is being committed.
Then you should not take a job in that home. I babysit for 27 children, and they in different families.
Well,
and I have seen some offensive things, but I have never removed them from their home because it's none of my business. It's God's business.
Do you go through the hamper? Do you go through drawers or anything like that, man?
No, I do not. I take care of the children. I do my job.
Let me ask you,
How come
Sharon.
you're not putting up the cabinets like you're supposed to be? Why are you looking around and being snoopy?
I beg your pardon, ma'am?
Why are you snooping around in someone else's home instead of doing your job and putting up the cabinets?
Because I have to determine what kind of a home we're in. Secondly, I am doing the cabinet work. And I think it is one terrible thing to do to a man while he's putting cabinets in your kitchen and you've absent-mindedly left around a sex aid laying on the coffee table or a videotape depicting bisexual or homosexual activity, and they show everything on the box these days. I don't know if you've seen these. Everything is hanging out, and you can see it all.
I don't go into porno stores.
No, neither do I, man.
I don't know.
No, neither do I, but I'm talking about some of the websites that we've investigated. And so it's difficult when you have to level out a cabinet that you've rebuilt, and I'm talking about going into drywall now, not into plaster. And meanwhile, there's a box sitting on a coffee table with everything hanging out. I'd give you $100 if you can level that cabinet out.
Well, I don't understand why you feel the need to take over God's job, because this is His responsibility to bring these people around. You are to pray for them, and He will show them the way and the truth and the light.
I totally agree with you, but I do beautiful cabinetry work, and I think it's the work of God. My work will get marred, and that is God's work will get marred if we are offended by ball gags or strap-on things. That's not what God wants.
I know that, but you are marring God by doing this to these people, and then they come home, they find out their items are gone, and then you say, well, hey, I'm a Christian. I have the right to get that out of your house because I'm putting some cabinets up. They're just going to say, hey, you're just getting into our house and doing things you're not supposed to be doing. Then that makes God look bad.
Well, no, it does not make
I'm a Christian.
God doesn't want a ball gag in a home. God doesn't want a strap-on in a home.
No, but you're trying to take over His job. You're a Badinsky, sort of.
Ma'am, who else is going to do it? You think God's going to come sweep down in an invisible way?
Yes, He will send the right people to do it. He doesn't necessarily need you to do it, and maybe He doesn't want to do it. Maybe he's leaving it there for a reason.
You know
because
full
God
well.
does everything for a reason. He allows certain things to happen so that he can be the number one in their life. Not you, and you're trying to be number one.
Ma'am, can I ask you a question? Are you telling me you can properly babysit children even if you see a lavender silicone device that's left on a bathroom counter? I don't understand that.
If I see something, I do not touch it. But I'll tell you what, I don't go back there.
That's the key.
If they call me and ask me
There's
to
the
babysit
key.
again, I say,
Don't
I'm sorry,
go back.
I cannot.
Yeah, don't go back. Sharon, thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
Thanks
a lot. 1-800-449. That's a very thoughtful lady.
Absolutely, Phil. And but she doesn't understand that the war we fight is a war that we have to fight while we still maintain employment.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. I'm speaking with Austin Amarca. He's a construction construction worker, carpenter.
Yes, sir. I do a lot of carpentry.
All right. And he builds cabinets, and he has been in homes lately that have a lot of pornographic material laying around in it. And it offends you.
Yeah, absolutely, sir, yes.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Loretta, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Hello?
Yes, Loretta, go ahead.
Yes, I have a feeling that this gentleman is secretly very fascinated by this stuff.
No, ma'am.
I think you are.
No, ma'am.
Because you go to great lengths to sniff this stuff out. I think you're secretly fascinated by it, as Christians, or so-called Christians, often are.
Yeah.
And if I was working in a home where there were things offensive to me, I'd throw a quilt over them and continue on with my work. But the fact that you cannot work with them sitting there means you are secretly fascinated with them.
What about...
ma'am, I find that very unfair, and that is not true. I am trying to maintain a decent life.
It's not your home. I think that this show should be broadcasting your name, phone number, and the town you live in so that people can beware of you.
That's a good point. Why can't we give your name?
I'd rather you not.
Well, there you go. You shouldn't even be allowed to speak on the radio. I would give my full name and number for anything I ever said.
Ma'am, first of all, no one's going to obviously hire me.
Then you admit it.
That's right. You don't deserve to be hired. A person's home is their sacred place, and you have no right to change the interior decoration.
No, ma'am, I'm not changing decoration. I'm removing from the home unnecessary sexual devices.
But they're necessary to the people that reside there. Don't you understand?
What do you mean?
Violating their home.
Ma'am, I would ask you with all due respect of a Christian man.
If I had chickens in my home, that would be my business to raise chickens in my home. It's the same thing as if somebody wants to watch sexy movies. It is none of your business. Cover it with a quilt.
Ma'am, what is the purpose of a ball gag, if not to humiliate a woman?
But that's not your business. You're there to build the cabinet.
That's right. You're a cabinet man, and you aren't the moral police.
Well, I throw a quilt. I don't own a quilt.
Well, then it's a canvas, a piece of canvas.
I work with very sharp power saws, and the thought of sodomy that goes on in these homes can be dangerous for myself.
All I'm going to say in closing is I'm not going to fight with you. All I'm going to say in closing...
All right, hold on. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. Be right back.
The Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. He's still Jenny on the block.
1-800-449-8686.
Talking with Austin Amarca
on the Phil Hendry Show.
Sorry, baby. Talking with Austin Amarca, who is a cabinet maker from the Santa Clarita Valley. You are a Christian. You don't have any problems describing yourself as such?
I'm very proud of that, Mr. Ed.
All right, hold on. You don't have any problems describing that as such? You say when you go into a home to do some cabinet work or carpentry work and you see offending materials like pornographic videotapes, if the homeowners aren't there, you take them out of there.
That is correct.
What if the homeowner is there?
If the homeowner is there, obviously I will not do anything because it's his legal right to keep...
Aha! See, so if he's there, you won't do anything.
However, hold on for a minute. If you leave your home and you give me the key to your home, okay?
Yeah?
You've given me tacit approval to be in your home, and therefore, by law, I can go through your home and look into things that could be wrong. And
no, you can't, sir.
Yes, I can. If you leave me in your home with the key to your house, if you let me in there, as you yourself have said you do with some workmen.
Yes, I do, if we have work that needs to be done.
then I am allowed, because you're giving me tacit approval, to go into areas and look at things. Now,
No, I haven't asked you.
I'm there. Did you give me permission to be in your home?
Yes, I did. I gave you permission to work in my home.
Well, but if you... No court in the land is going to say, well, you're not allowed to go in. Now, I went into the master bedroom to use the phone, and that's when I saw the ball gag, and my friend, the workman Cody, and a very dear friend of mine, and Bud Wheeler, and we talked about this at church, about the underwear. You can smell the strawberry dew.
Okay, please don't get any more graphic than you already have, sir, okay? But you're saying that because you're there and they've given you permission to be there and they're not there, you can go where you want.
I can go within reason. If there's something that offends me, certainly. Let me ask you something. If the house was set on fire, am I supposed to leave and not do nothing about it?
I would expect you would want to put the fire out.
And they'd want me to, wouldn't they?
Yes.
Same goes for if I'm in the house and laying there on a table with everything hanging out, all of the big breasts and everything, is some kind of a lesbian affair that I knew nothing about. And now I've got to do something with it.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. Al, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yes, I have a problem with this gentleman because he's using the name of Christianity to go into these people's homes and steal their porn. And he's claiming to be a Christian, but he's sinning when he goes into the home and he steals the porn, and that's stealing, which is one of the 10 Commandments, and he's lying about it, which is another one of the 10 Commandments, and he shouldn't do that and saying it's in the name of Christianity.
Well, but lying is not one of the 10 Commandments, I don't think. I could be wrong.
Thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal.
Which I know about stealing, I know that, but God allows us to steal. How's it stealing if I'm stealing someone's sexual strap-on device? How's that stealing?
Because it doesn't belong to you.
Well, it shouldn't belong. It shouldn't belong to anybody. It belongs to the devil. That's who it belongs to.
But by you stealing it, you're taking it into your possession. It's also wrong.
I'm keeping it away.
Now that possession is in your possession, and if it's wrong, then it's wrong in your possession.
Well, what do you think? I'm using it? I'm keeping it away.
I don't know what you're doing, but it's not right. What you're doing is not right. It's not right in the name of Christianity. And you're using Christianity to say that's your job. That's not your job. That's God's job. The Bible tells you not to judge. Therefore, you shall be judged.
Well, Al, if you broke into a home to save a child from drowning in a bathtub, they might say you broke and entered in that home, but most of them would say you saved that child's life.
But how would you know there was a child inside the home that was drowning in a bathtub?
Well, if the child,
how possibly would you know that?
Wouldn't you break into a house to save a child what is drowning? Of course you would.
How would I know that there was a child in the home drowning?
She might be screaming for help. Okay, now me taking one of those vibrating.
You don't have to describe it.
I'm sorry?
You don't have to describe it.
All right, but me taking one of them out, that's the same deal.
No, it's not. And you also said that you investigated on porno websites. How is that showing any kind of Christian behavior?
I investigated over 3,000 porn websites and I wouldn't even have seen this one thing had it not been sitting there glowing in the dark, because a lot of these glow in the dark.
But you're not answering my question.
What's that?
Why were you on 3,000 porno websites?
To investigate. A lot of these things look like, a lot of them are disguised as potholders or this kind of thing.
But that's not Christian behavior.
I've got to know if I go into a home to do cabinet work and I see something glowing on a coffee table and they tell me it's a lampstand and it turns out to be, Big Boss Man number 63, the 9-incher, and I didn't know anything about that.
God, you know something? This man's right. This Al is right. You're investigating this. You know this stuff way too well.
I have to maintain my soul.
You're not maintaining your soul that way. You're sinning.
All right. Al, thank you. 1-800-449-8686. Kevin, go ahead. Kevin?
Phil. Oh, yeah, Phil.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Phil, I'm a retired union carpenter myself, and I've had over 26 years experience in this, and I've had to do a lot of the similar work that this gentleman's talking about. And, you know, if you're doing cabinet work, which is very accurate and precise, you need to have your tools laid out in front of you. It's a two-man job to put those cabinets, you know, in their place.
Tell me something I don't know.
Tell
me something
why
I don't
aren't
know.
you doing that instead of being a more pulled towards the living room table or ending up in a master bedroom where there's no cabinets to be put up, and you're using the phone, and what right did you have to go in the master bedroom? And the other thing is this: if you see that thing when you go in to bid on that job,
yes, sir,
why don't you say, could you please remove any pornographic material or anything offensive to my Christian faith? And I'll be back tomorrow to do the job gladly.
Well, sir, that's a very good idea.
See,
thank you very much.
That's a good idea. That's a good... when you're bidding the job, say, well, if you want my work...
But I couldn't afford to lose this job, see, because...
Correct, and I know that.
I'm in the state of California where the economy's very bad.
Correct.
And so you know what I'm saying, right?
Right.
That sounds reasonable. The problem right now is that I do have quite a bit of this stuff that I've confiscated in my garage, and I don't know whether I should give it back. Or...
You call it confiscated, but you know what? I think if...
I've got 6 kids to feed.
I feel as though if your customers knew that you had removed those items out of their house and they can prove that those were... that belongs to them, they can have a policeman go over there and have that stuff given back.
That's right. In other words, you could be arrested.
Be charged.
Yeah, with a crime.
Well, look, I'm not going to take out an ad in the paper that says, if you're missing a Big Boss Man 9-inch...
no, you're not going to do that.
Let's get away from that.
Get away from that.
And get in the now and talk about the now and your work procedure. All you have to do is...
I'm thinking about having my kids go in there and...
As snoopy as you are,
label it.
as snooping as around as you are, going into the master bedrooms and finding...
You know what I'm talking about, though, Kevin. You're a former cabinet guy, right?
Well, yes.
All right.
I've done that, yeah.
And you're telling me you've never gone into a hamper. Come on.
I have never gone into a hamper. I have never done any of that. That is off limits. My job is to do the construction job.
You get into serious trouble, and not only that, you're going to put a bad name on all the carpenters, all the guys who do cabinet work.
Exactly.
Give them all a bad name.
And you know what's going to happen? You're talking about the economy, Larry. Carpenters, they're going to take a dive in pay raise because of people like you.
Well, you can smell the strawberry douche.
Okay, that's it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. This guy's a freak.
He is.
He's a freak.
To go into the basement, you know, when he should be in the kitchen, and to go into the master bedroom to use the phone when he's supposed to be in the kitchen, putting up, cabinets. It just doesn't make any sense, Phil.
Hey, Kevin, I got to go because we're doing a tilt-up, and one of them just dropped down, I think, on one of my men.
Oh,
Jesus.
Gracious.
What, are you kidding me?
Well,
it's okay with Cody.
All right.
Oh, listen. It's okay with Cody.
Yeah,
well,
thanks a lot, Kevin.
Touche, huh,
right,
Phil?
bye-bye. See you later.
Jesus, somebody dig him out.
A tilt-up wall just fell on Cody, the guy who had his nose in the hamper drawer. Thanks a lot there, Austin. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Define prostitute. (1-800-449-8686). The Phil Hendry Show is back.
The voice of Austin and Market was actually portrayed or played by me. The people that called in were unpaid, unprompted, real people thinking Austin was a real guy. Don't you ever worry about having guys in the house while you're out and then, okay, go ahead, Eddie, go ahead, take care of it. And then you're thinking, oh, the guy, is he sniffing underwear? Nah, he's not that kind of a guy, is he? Anyway, coming up.
849-8686.
Well, we interrupt all this exciting news about Kobe Bryant to tell you that a New York City councilman was murdered in a New York City hall today by a so-called political rival. I don't really know what's true about this story other than the fact that a New York City councilman was shot. But, again, I'm relying on the Associated Press, which is an American news gathering agency, which immediately means it's suspect and is subjected to hysterical reporting, unprofessional reporting, and so on and so forth. Okay, so just take this with a grain of salt. And by the time my show airs in some markets, you'll have had much more information. But we do know that a New York City councilman was shot and killed. And by the way, let's put the bottom line on this. This was a man who went into a public building with a gun, and this is not the first time this has happened, and it's certainly not going to be the last. As a matter of fact, we might as well be honest with you because nobody else is being honest with you. So let me be the first to tell you that this is never going to end. This is never going to end in this country. And I'll tell you why it's never going to end. Nobody's doing anything about it. You aren't. I'm not gonna. I'm just a talk show host. Why should I do anything about it? What, you want me to get on here and campaign for something? You want me to stand here and get everybody calling City Hall? Like they got here in California, a recall campaign. Because the dumbasses that voted for Gray Davis in the first place, now he's not doing what they want him to do, as if they knew what they wanted him to do in the first place. So they're going to recall him, right? See, they're busy with that. Right now, we got councilmen being murdered, guys walking into buildings and shooting the place up, children getting shot up in schools.
86.
Coach Dozier is joining us. Go ahead, Coach. What were you saying? Coach? Go ahead and finish your thought.
Well, the Uday Hussein, this guy who was killed by our U.S. forces, and that's, by the way, my congratulations to them, I wish as a coach, as a high school coach at this level, that we could incorporate techniques that will motivate our young people. And don't get me wrong, I am glad that the United States military was able to kill this individual who was obviously very bad. But I think you have to understand what it is to be a coach and what it is to want your team to win.
Well, wait. We're talking about Uday Hussein, who was in charge of the athletics, among other things, the Olympic teams for Iraq. And he was a horrific man. He beat and tortured the athletes.
That is correct. And that's of course, but when you're coaching at the high school level, and we're talking about apples and oranges, I'm not talking about torturing anybody. What I'm talking about is a desire to have these kids do their very best. You don't know what it's like to coach high school football. When it's good, it's very good. But oftentimes, and I heard you talking about the parents will be involved, and they are not welcome sometimes to be involved. But I have to involve them because they make a big case about how they pay their tax dollars and all this. And then the students themselves may not be as talented as you want them to be. And I can understand the frustration that goes along sometimes with just wanting to just scream, just jump right out and just scream, oh, my God, this is a tough job.
But what has this got to do with Uday Hussein beating and torturing athletes?
All I'm saying is that for whatever his faults, it's obvious the man wanted to win, and that losing frustrated him. And there are times that when you lose, you want to just wring some guy's neck. You really do.
So are you saying you understand Uday Hussein torturing athletes?
No, I'm not saying that at all, Phil. I think you're overreacting.
Well, all right, but you understand.
I understand Mr. Hussein, Uday Hussein's desire to win. That's all, and motivation is key. As I said, Phil, you don't know how difficult it is to motivate kids. I've been a high school coach for 25 years, and every year it gets tougher and tougher to try to get these kids motivated. When you have a parent, and I have talked to a lot of these parents who will come down onto my field and will tell me how good they think their kid is. I'm the judge of how good their kid is. They aren't. And that's the way it should be, all right?
Well, that is absolutely the way it should be. You're the coach.
That is correct. But these parents will come down and tell me, and I've been coaching football for over 30 years, at the high school, at the elementary level. I have some small college experience, and I got to listen to them So when I see about this Uday Hussein that our military killed yesterday, that he tortured athletes, I say that is wrong, but there are times...
When you want to do that?
What I'm saying is, can I give you an example of what I'm talking about?
All right, let me give you our phone number first, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. We're talking with Coach Vernon Dozier of Belmar Academy. He's a varsity football coach. Where are you right now, Coach?
Phil, we're about on our field. We're having a passing scrimmage today, and so far we're looking at some good prospects, but again, we've got a lot of parents, so I thought I'd take a break and talk to you.
Okay, so you're at the school?
I'm on campus right now, yes, sir.
All right. We're talking with Coach Dozier about the Uday Hussein and Qusay Hussein. One of them was in charge of the Olympic teams, and he tortured the athletes. He beat the athletes. In some instances, he broke their bones. And it sounds to me like you're forgiving it.
No, I'm not forgiving it. Well, I want to give you an example, Phil.
Well, you said you get so frustrated with the athletes.
I do get frustrated. Let me give you an example. I got done with practice 2 weeks ago, and I went out to my car to go home, and the kids were coming out of the locker room. And I lit myself a cigarette. And I sat there, and I took a couple of drags on it, and then I turned, and I saw our quarterback coming out of the locker room, and there's this old man picking him up. Now, these are the two guys that I was telling you about who are a pain in the you-know-what, trying to tell me my job.
The quarterback and his father.
The quarterback and his father. In that instant, considering all the trouble that they'd given me, when I saw the father, and this is a guy who has been bothering me about his kid, and I saw the son coming out of the locker room, and I had a lit cigarette, and there is a moment where you fantasize. You're not going to get out of your car and do it, but you fantasize. And at that moment, I fantasized putting the cigarette out on that kid's back. And why do I do that?
Jesus.
No, but wait, understand that my job is to coach these kids who I've got to, you don't know what I'm working with. Now, why do I feel that way? I feel that way because I get frustrated and I want to win. And I want the kids to understand what I'm trying to teach them. And I want the parents to just sort of understand what I'm trying to say. And they just aren't, and I'm just saying that Uday Hussein, as horrible as he was to those athletes, he can act, if I use it right, he can act as an inspiration for the coaching profession because the goal...
Oh, come on.
No, the goals are the same, Phil. Get the best from the...
No, come on. Uday Hussein tortured...
No, but the goals are the same. I'm not saying that I agree with what he did. Please understand me. But the goals...
Well, what were the goals? So he wanted to win?
Yeah, he wanted to win, and he wanted the best out of his athletes. And he broke bones? Yes, he did. He tortured? Yes, he did. Was it wrong? Yes, it was. Did I fantasize about butting a cigarette on that kid's back? Yes, I did. Do I feel bad about it? Okay.
Do you?
I think it's a toss-up.
Wouldn't you? Does that not disturb you that you're sitting in your car so frustrated with the play of one of your players that you fantasize putting a cigarette out on his skin?
I'm saying to you that it shows that I'm motivated to win. All right? And for you to twist that to say I believe in torturing students, let me tell you what. If I did what a lot of times will come into my mind, and there are times when I may not think things that are the right things to think. And those are the times, when I'll just take a deep breath and I'll say, I know I'm not thinking healthy thoughts. But let me tell you what. If I put that cigarette out on that kid, how many interceptions you think he's going to throw the next game? And the next game, and the next game, and on and on and on.
Well, all right, if that's true, then how come the Iraqi national boxing team didn't win gold medals? How come?
Because I think he was in the stages of getting them motivated. He had just taken over the athletic program. You don't do it overnight, but you got to begin to motivate them.
So if Qusay Hussein, whatever this guy's name is, Uday Hussein, hung in there long enough, they would have won some championships.
I think he would have motivated people. Yes, sir, I do. But I'm not forgiving what he did. Please understand, I think he was a despicable human being. I'm just saying, you can be despicable, and you can also want to win. And boy, oh boy, when you stand on the sideline and you hear the parents behind you yelling and screaming and sounding so stupid, that you want to put a cigarette out in one of their eyes,
but that's sick.
Now, I wouldn't do it, but I'm saying that's the fantasy. Man, mister, I'm telling you, all I want to do, I don't want to think bad thoughts, but I do want to win.
Sorry, so Coach, I want to give our phone number out again. And I want you to be clear. You don't really want to put a cigarette on a kid.
No, I'm not. And I think I made that clear, Phil.
But you said you fantasize about this because that's that frustrating to be a coach.
Yes.
And in that regard, you understand Uday Hussein.
Only in that regard, yes. I understand how he wants to win, yeah.
All right, 1-800-449-8686 is the number of the Phil Hendry Show. A lot of you folks have kids in high school. You don't like parents butting into the coaching, do you?
No, I don't, and I don't allow it. I've had parents call me up and tell me, why is my kid playing? And, oh, boy. I mean, it doesn't take me very long before I tell them, you better butt out. There's the door. And just move toward the door. And everything's going to be okay. But I do not sit still for parents that butt in to my coaching. If these parents want to win, then maybe they should turn a blind eye when it comes to certain coaching techniques. Because, mister, I'm talking about a Division VIII championship, undefeated season, and I can achieve that by putting a little fire into these kids. And that means butting a cigarette on his hand or on his back.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not really going to do it, but I'm saying that's how much I want to win.
You want to win so bad you'd put a cigarette out in the eye of one of the parents.
That is how I feel, yes. Would I do it? No. Do I feel it? Yes. And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
All right. 1-800-449-8686. Coaching. Did you think that coaching a high school football game would actually be relevant in the case of Uday Hussein? Well, he was in charge of the athletics of Iraq, and Coach Vernon Dozier, and there's some other coaches who feel the same way, want to motivate their kids. I heard Coach Dozier, though, he's walking a tightrope there, because once it sounds like he's endorsing him, and then it sounds like he's not. He said, and I'm quoting him, "I don't endorse what Uday Hussein does, but I understand his desire to win." And that he, Coach Dozier, has fantasized sometimes about butting a cigarette on the back of his quarterback to try to motivate him. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendry Show.
1-800-449-8686. The world-famous Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
Talking with Coach Vernon Dozier, who is a high school football coach. We're talking about the death of Uday Hussein, who was in charge of the Olympic program in Iraq. Would he have made a good coach?
I think it's an interesting question. I think that he was a brutal man. Uday Hussein, I understand, tortured the athletes, tortured them horribly. By the same token, I think that kind of motivation you can use on your staff. And what I'm saying is,
if Uday Hussein came to you and asked for a job,
well, I would turn him into the police. But if it's not,
well, if it wasn't, but it was the same kind of guy,
I would say I could use an individual who motivates like that. See, in other words, Phil, when I talk about fantasizing about butting a cigarette on a kid's back or sticking something into one of their parents' eyes, I'm not doing it. And let me tell you something else. The Husseins murdered people and tore their fingernails out. I'm thinking about butting a cigarette on somebody. And, brother, that's a whole different proposition. Parents want the kids to win just as much as I do, but they become all self-righteous about maybe if I pull a kid's hair, if you step on a kid's hand. And I can tell you stories.
All right, hold on for a minute. 1-800-449-8686. I want to go to a phone call?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here is Craig. Go ahead, Craig. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Yeah, Coach, I just wanted to say, you've got a mental problem. I'll really be surprised.
Well, I don't know. Do you know anything about coaching?
Tomorrow.
Do you know anything about coaching?
No, but I know a lot about humanity and about parenting, and you don't know the first basic, to either.
Well, let me tell you this. I have to deal with parents all the time, and they think their kid is the second coming of Jesus Christ, and I got news for them. They're not. And I got to tell them to get off my field, get the hell out of my grandstands, and get down to their car and get away from me, because otherwise they're going to mess up our practice.
No, Coach. I mean, what you're telling them is if they, have any sense, they need to get away from you, because I don't think you're in control of your faculties. You can't even explain your situation without your breathing becoming very rapid. You have some real problems.
All right. Am I talking to, who is this, Dr. Schlesinger, or is this Dr. What TV show are you on? You see, because I don't think you know me. I know me.
But I'll tell you what, sir, I have heard enough of your position to know that as a parent and as an American, you have no place teaching or coaching our children.
Well,
that's a frightening thought.
I don't doubt that, because you are a parent and you don't know anything. That's why you'd say that. And I'm the only head coach. I tell the parents to get the hell off my field, get out of my grandstand area, and go down to their cars. All right.
Well, you know what, sir?
Well, wait a minute. I got to jump in here. You're talking about butting a cigarette in a parent's eye.
That's what I think about doing. I don't do it. Do you understand the difference between that?
But I think crazy people have crazy thoughts, and you've proven that.
Oh, so now you're a member of the thought police. I think, Craig, and with all due respect, you're a father, and I respect that, but you can't start policing people for their thoughts. Otherwise, we live in communist Russia, Soviet Union, and we got rid of that a few years ago.
Well, all right. I'll tell you what, thinking the way that you think as far as coaching, maybe that's where you belong.
Now, I've already explained myself to you, and I'm going to ask the host to hang up on this son of a bitch right now.
All right, now hold on for a minute, okay?
Well, I've already explained myself.
All right. Craig, thank you very much for your call.
I'm just trying to do what the parents want, and that's to have a winning team, and then they turn around and tell me they don't want it.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, 1-800-449-8686. You have to understand that when you entrust your child...
Whoa. Are you going to start to tell me, Phil? See, understand that I've been coaching for 30 years. I know all about entrusting your child to my care. I've heard the speech time and again. I'll decide whether a kid's worthy of playing football. See, this is what...
The guy's right. You're breathing.
Because I have to talk to idiots. Now, I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it for the last time. With what I got to deal with what I have to deal with in my life as a football coach at the high school level, Uday Hussein would have been tested severely. And there are times that I fantasize about doing some of the stuff he did. I don't do it.
That's what we're saying is sick.
But I don't do it. I just fantasize about doing it.
Here's Marty. Marty, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
How you doing?
Yes, sir.
I'm a truck driver passing through, and I was listening to your show, but I just had to weigh in here. Okay. Now, I am a coach of 8, 9, 10-year-olds, and my team won 3rd place. There's some kids that can, there's some kids that can't, but it's just a game. And I enjoy every one of my parents coming in.
Well, I got to tell you, you just said the magic words that set me off. It's just a game, man. When someone says that to me, I got to tell you something, Coach. When someone says that to me, man, you can get the hell off my field.
Why?
Just because
for what you do. The parents don't get paid for what they do. It's a game.
Let me tell you something, Marty. There was a guy, maybe you heard about him. His name is Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
And he said, winning isn't the only thing. It's everything. When you come into my field and you say winning's just a game, that's when I start thinking thoughts that are not healthy, maybe, but I think them nonetheless. And I think about getting me a pair of pliers.
You're a nut. You're
okay,
an absolute. Yeah,
I gotta ask a question here, Coach. Are you serious?
Did you hear what he said? He said it's just a game.
Yeah, it's a game.
Well, he's coaching a smaller kid. You're coaching what, Marty? 8 through 11-year-old kids, right?
8, 9, 10.
All right, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid. You got the high school guys. Maybe it's a little more serious.
Let me tell you what. At the age of 8, I'll take a pair of pliers, man.
To an 8-year-old?
No, if some parent comes down to me and says, my little 8-year-old boy. And, Marty, you deal with the parents. Are you trying to tell me you like those?
All the time. Well, why can't my kid play second base?
Oh,
okay?
jeez. Oh.
I explain it, but I don't take pliers to them, and I don't pull their noses off.
No, sir, no. Marty, what I'm asking is, are you telling me you like talking to those idiots when they come out of the grandstand? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I talk to every one of my parents, and I have 13 kids.
I'm going to tell you something. I would never do this, Marty. But when a parent comes down to me, and I don't care if they're the parent of an 8-year-old, and they tell me, why don't you play my kid? Why don't you run this play? Man, I think about bad things.
Do you have asthma?
Are you gonna start making jokes about the way I breathe, sir?
All right.
I understand that you're breathing heavy, so that makes me wonder about your mentality.
All right, hold on, Marty. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Coach Dozier's a high school coach, and he thinks maybe Uday Hussein wasn't so bad in terms of his motivation to win.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Vagisil for...
Now more on The Phil Hendry Show.
Talking with a high school football coach, Vernon Dozier, about athletics, and Uday Hussein, the son of Saddam Hussein, was executed by American forces yesterday, was in charge of the athletic program. And you have skirted the question, I think, Coach Dozier, and you have not answered it directly about admiring this man, this Uday Hussein, who is a torturer and a murderer. And I think before we get another phone call, I'm going to give you the opportunity to explain yourself.
Well, Phil, I have said about as often as I possibly can, I do not agree with the man's methods. I would never do what that man did. But I want to ask you a question.
Well, all right, but that's not really a...
Well, let me explain. I would never do this, but can I ask you a question? Let's say I was a sick, twisted individual. All right, now, do you think a kid is going to step out of bounds? And I'm saying this figuratively. If I've got his mother and I've got a pair of pliers on her back molar, do you think he's going to step out of bounds, yes or no?
Mr. Dozier?
No, it's a yes or no question, Mr. Henry.
You're asking me, do I think a kid's going to step out of bounds if what?
If I've got a pair of pliers locked onto his mother's back molar. All right? You see, that's what I'm saying.
Well, what are you saying? You're saying that...
I'm saying the kid would damn sure concentrate on catching that ball and keeping his feet in bounds. If I had a pair of pliers on you know what I'm saying, a testicles or a back, anything. A lit cigarette ready to just go right into a pet, if he loved a dog, if I had his pet dog, and I had a lit cigarette ready to go into its eye, God.
Okay. You sound as if you...
I sound as if I'd want to do it. I know exactly what you're thinking.
Yes, you do.
I am not saying that, and I would like you now, Mr. Henry, I've said this about 5 times, to begin to respect my opinion and quit trying to put words in my mouth.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. This is Lonnie. Go ahead, Lonnie.
Coach, I think you're a sick individual. I coach high school football, too.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Any man that wants to say that they'll take a cigarette and put it on the backside of a boy's back is a sick man needing mental health.
Well, wait a minute.
I don't know what kind of football program you coach, but I coach one that does not intimidate nor shows fear to kids, and my kids perform very well. We have won state championships. I coach a 4A ball team.
No, wait a minute. You're telling me you win 4A state championships. Well, I'm in the state.
Yes, sir. And I don't coach that way. None of my coaches
I'm in the state of California. We got a southern division. We got a southern section. We got a northern section. I've won our league, which is the Raphael League in Southern California. We won 4 straight leagues, all right? Now, I'm over that period of time.
All right, look, I'm not going to question anybody's...
If you're coaching that kind of mess, you need to go ahead and retire, buddy, because you need to go on over to Iraq and become one of Saddam's sons doing that kind of crap to kids.
Well, wait. Get a load of you. Now, you're telling me, huh? You're telling me?
Yeah, even fantasizing that kind of crap. You need to go on over there.
I didn't say I did it, did I? Look, I've been coaching.
You fantasize. What's the difference between fantasize? Most of the murders in this country is caused by some type of fantasy.
All right, let me ask you. I want an honest answer to this question. You tell me. You give me an honest answer.
You're teaching. You don't need to coach.
You give me an honest answer. You give me an honest answer to this question. Are you telling me that you would not appreciate an Uday Hussein walking the sideline with you?
No, sir, I wouldn't.
That is such a load of crap.
Wait a minute, man. First of all,
I'm a United States American.
Oh, it's as opposed to
and
United States
Canadian.
Canadian?
That kind of crap. I don't put up. I don't tolerate it. I won't have it. If my boys start fighting, they're off my ball team. I do not put up with that.
Tell me, pass interference wouldn't be a thing of the past if I had a bamboo shoot stuck right up a woman's. God.
What in the hell are you talking about?
You're a sick man. You need to.
I'm a sick man, huh?
Pass interference would be a thing of the past if you had a bamboo shoot stuck up a what?
You know what I said.
No. Well, you know something? I don't know if pass interference would be a thing of the past.
It wouldn't.
It would.
It would not.
It wouldn't. So the kid would risk having his
The kid is going to play as well as he can play.
You're a sick man. You need to go on over there and be with them guys over there because you deserve it. Y'all deserve each other. Y'all got to be part of the family.
I think you would appreciate Uday.
No, sir, I would not.
If you knew him better. If you knew him better.
No, sir, I would not. Anybody that's going to intimidate or hurt people, I got no respect for it all, and I got no respect. The state of California would do themselves a favor if they got rid of you.
Coach, next year, the All-Stars of High School of Florida and the All-Stars of High School of California are going to play. You know what I want to do? I want to put together an All-Star game between North Carolina and California, and I'd like to coach that game.
Go right ahead, buddy.
I'd like to coach that game.
But I'm telling you what,
I'd like to be up against you.
If we were to do this, and I knew for a fact that you were a coach, I would do whatever I could do according to the United States law to have your butt thrown in jail to even fantasize
so you're worried about
kids.
So you're worried about me beating
you? To start with,
fantasizing.
All right.
Let me let you understand one thing. In the state of North Carolina, you wouldn't even be able to coach fantasizing like that with what you just said.
What can you fantasize
We
about?
don't allow idiots like you.
What are you allowed to fantasize about back there?
All right, never mind, guys. 1-800-449.
So you're a coach, and you can't tell me you haven't wanted to slice an earlobe off. What a lying piece of...
Come on, man. How can you put words into the guy's mouth like that?
Because he's a coach and he knows what I'm saying is true. You don't because you don't coach. Maybe your listeners don't because they don't coach. I'm a coach, and that guy was a coach, and he knows that there's a time, and when you get frustrated, you want to take an ice pick and push it right into an ear.
Good Lord.
Well, I didn't say I was going to do it.
Here's Linda. Go ahead, Linda.
You know, you don't need to be a coach. All I can say is my granddaughter takes competitive gym, and, you know, I want her to win just as bad as anybody else. I want her to go out there and win. She made it to nationals last year, but her coaches listen to us. They take time to listen to the parents. And you know what? My granddaughter, those other little girls that are not as good as her, they deserve to compete just like she does, because this is the United States. And if one of the coaches where we're from in Texas said that, I guarantee you they'd be strung up and hung up like you need to be.
I'm only talking about fantasizing about putting icy hot in a quarterback's jockstrap. I'm not doing it.
Putting icy hot in his jockstrap.
Doesn't matter. You fantasize about it, you would do it. You'd be one of them people walked in somewhere, disgruntled employee, and killed everybody.
Well, I bet you will shut my mouth. I bet you Dr. Laura there.
Okay, don't make fun of the lady.
Well, she's pissed me off.
You're making fun of the woman. Made a very good point.
Hey, as a coach, I recommend you get off cigarettes.
Did I get off cigarettes?
Yeah. Hey, ma'am,
well,
if
I'm not breathing the way you're breathing.
Your daughter doesn't get a 10 score on the balance beam, I'd want to pinch the skin under your arm.
I don't think so. My daughter made it to nationals last year. I don't think so.
She made it
and
to
you know
nationals.
what? I didn't have to pinch her skin. All I had to do was cheer her on.
You're telling me that you don't motivate your daughter in any negative way?
Oh, no, I sure don't.
You know what I would do if I was a gymnastics coach? You know what's a real good thing? You get one of the kids out in front of the other girls, you just take a piece of a finger off. And the other kids will say, Jesus, I better be better at gymnastics or I'll get a piece of my finger cut off.
That's what you do.
That's what I fantasize about doing.
I don't think so. They get better by the parents being behind them and the coaches being behind them and not having coaches like you.
Then how do you explain how Cherry Hill High School, Division 2B, won the Division 2B championship last year? How do you explain that after their coach...
I have no idea, out of fear or out of stupidity, one or the other.
Their coach almost kicked their second-string quarterback to death after a game that he lost.
Well, he ought to be fired and not have a job.
Almost kicked the second-string quarterback to death?
Yes.
And he ought to be fired and not have a job, just like you.
I want to ask you a question, Linda. Are you single?
What's that?
Are you single?
Am I what?
Are you single, ma'am? Are you married?
Am I single? Oh, no, I'm not single. I'm married to a man that would slit your throat.
Because I could be a good man for you.
I don't think so.
Okay.
A good coach would tear
I'm
your
not
arm
a good man. I don't think so.
You know what I'd like to do to you? I'd like to tear your arm hair off with duct tape.
Would you really? Well, you don't want me to say on the radio what I'd like to do to you, because I don't know what the laws are in Arkansas.
Go ahead. Say it on the radio. Say it. Go ahead.
Well, I'd like to slit your throat. What I'd like to do.
Tell me what you'd want to do with my
genitals,
genitals,
you up
though.
somewhere in a tree in Texas and just let you bleed to death with the dogs underneath you.
That's pussy stuff.
All right.
Oh, well, it'd get the job done. It
bores me to death.
All right, listen.
You know what you sound like to me with your good bad and your bad shoes?
What's
you
that?
sound like a rube. A well-scrubbed hustling rube.
Really?
Good nutrition's giving you length of bone, but you're not too far removed from poor white trash.
Well, I don't think
and
so, maybe.
how the boys found you with all the sticky-tied fumblings in the back of the cars.
I don't think so. I just
and all
don't
you could
think
dream
so.
about, Linda, was getting out, getting anywhere,
I'm
getting all the way to the
end. White trash. Obviously, you know nothing about, because you are white trash.
We'll be right back on The Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686. You need a checkup from the neck up. One 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
Okay, it's time to go into the mailbag, and then we're going to take a walk down memory lane.
Hi, everybody. This is Ted Bell reminding you the Phil Hendry Show is brought to you by your participating local Nissan dealers.
This is the Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686.
Clara Bingham is an educator from Joyful Union Middle School. She's charging that racism in the white media still exists and that there is racism among white consumers of the news. It's going to be evident in the Kobe Bryant trial. It's also been evident today with the death of Gregory Hines. Welcome, Clara, to our program. Why do you say it's evident with the death of Gregory Hines?
Phil, I don't think Gregory Hines has gotten the coverage. His death has gotten the coverage that it deserves. And the proof of that, and the proof of the racism in the white media, is that they gave far more coverage to Mr. Bob Hope. And the reason why they're not giving as much coverage to Gregory Hines is because he's black. And I think audiences are blinded to their own racism because they cannot see, obviously, that Gregory Hines is way more talented. And this is the continuing racism of the mainstream media.
You singled out the L.A. Times?
I singled out not only the L.A. Times, which is the most racist newspaper in America, also the Daily Variety, which is a racist trade journal and is run by a noted racist, Army Archer.
I don't believe that Mr. Archer is a noted racist.
Well, in my opinion, he is. I know many black people that think he is. And when do they mention Gregory Hines? They do not. I think this is something we're going to have to deal with.
Well, there may be racism in the media. Why do you say there's racism among white audience members?
Because the recent polls show that when you ask primarily white people who is better or who is more talented, Bob Hope or Gregory Hines, 75% of the whites say it's Bob Hope. And that is not true. Gregory Hines is more talented because of his dancing and his acting ability and everything else. You ask black people.
Can I interrupt?
Yes.
I bet you the black people say that Gregory Hines is more talented.
But black people are correct in their assumption. Because
why are black folks right that Gregory Hines is more talented and white people are not right?
Because, Phil, if you take a look at the fact that Gregory Hines can dance, can act, can sing, can do it all, and yet has not gotten the same amount of coverage, that's proof of racism. That is racist. And if you ask black people, 75% will say that they think Gregory Hines is more talented, 20% say Bob Hope, and 5% have never even heard of Bob Hope in a black community. You go into the black community, most people don't even know who Bob Hope is. And if they do know who Bob Hope is, they certainly do not think he's more talented than Gregory Hines.
All right. Well, you are making a claim here that Gregory Hines, they didn't give him as much coverage because he died because he's black.
That is correct.
If they would have given him as much coverage as Bob Hope were he white.
That is absolutely correct. I saw the coverage of Bob Hope's death, Mr. Henry. There were 25 different television specials. AMC did back-to-back road picture marathon. There was a cover in People magazine. There was a cover in Time magazine. There was a whole multicolored section in L.A. Times. They did not accord anywhere near that coverage to Gregory Hines because he's black. And the only network really that said anything about Mr. Hines was the BET Network. That was Black Entertainment Television, and that is Black Network.
So Gregory, I know that Gregory Hines died today.
But I did not see anyone interrupt their news programs. I didn't see anybody interrupt no TV show. I did not see anyone interrupt no. There's not going to be any special on tonight because the L.A. Times is racist, and the white people in America are so blinded by their own racism, they actually think that Bob Hope more talented. And I think the ultimate show of the racism of America is that President Bush didn't say anything about Gregory Hines dying, but he said all kind of stuff about Bob Hope dying. I don't
remember what he said. I know the president made some comment.
Well, he said Bob Hope is dead. We are so sorry, and you know, all of that gobbledygook or whatever he said, but he never said anything about Gregory Hines. Now, I'd like to read some of Mr. Hines' accomplishments to prove the racism of the L.A. Times, Army Orchard, and everyone, and the white people, too.
Gregory Hines, the victim of racism in the media because his death did not get as much publicity as Bob Hope's. Correct.
Absolutely correct.
All right, I'm going to get in a phone number here. You're listening to The Phil Hendry Show. Clara Bingham is an educator from Joyful Union Middle School. 1-800-449-8686. 1-800-449-8686. Gregory Hines died on Saturday of cancer. He was 57 years of age. He was a great dancer and actor, and started at a very, very young age. And
well, if I could interrupt you, Mr. D, that is proof of the racism because you had to tell people who he was. That is
well, I would do that. I would do that.
No. See, a white man, always the white man. And the other thing, the only reason why you're racist is because you brought up the fact that he had tap dancer. Only white people would do that. You see?
Well, it says here, I'm reading directly from a bio, if you'd forgive me, but it says he started as a famed tap dancer.
That right there is what the racism of the white media bring up, his tap dancing. And the reason why they bring it up is they love to see the Negro man wearing spats and tap dancing on the front porch. You know, and for me, that's racist. If they were not racist, they would say he was a dancer, an actor. But no, they don't say that. They didn't say Bob Hope was a tap dancer.
Well, I never saw Mr. Hope tap dance. Did he tap dance?
Mr. Hope was a great dancer. He was not as good as Gregory Hines, though. And yet he get all the play. So the racism starts really when Gregory Hines was born. He had the misfortune of being born black. He won a Tony for Best Actor on Broadway. He won a Daytime Emmy Award for his work with Bill Cosby. He was on Broadway at a very young age in Eubie. He earned an Emmy nomination for his role on TV. He was in White Nights with Baryshnikov. He was with Billy Crystal. He was with Sammy Davis Jr. He was in Waiting to Exhale with Whitney Houston. He was in A Preacher's Wife with Denzel Washington. And yet none of this gets mentioned, and nobody even cares. But Bob Hope all over TV. That's racist, and we have to point it out, and something has to be done. And we have made our feelings known.
Well, the solutions that you're suggesting are rather radical. The solution to what you call the injustice of Gregory Hines' death not getting as much publicity as Bob Hope's, the solution to that is a little radical.
But 500 years of slavery and racism is very radical, Mr. Henry. I don't think that anything is more radical than the reality of racism and slavery, which caused Bob Hope to have more publicity and Gregory Hines, he not get any.
All right, 1-800-449-8686, the number here on the Phil Hendry Show. The solution is radical, and you are suggesting that that Dolores Hope be involved in this?
What we are asking, Mr. Henry, is that for 6 months, yes, we are asking for Dolores Hope to answer your question.
Okay.
We are asking that the body of Bob Hope be exhumed and moved to another location, and that the body of Gregory Hines be placed in Bob Hope's crypt for 6 months, so that when white people come to visit, they can think it's Bob Hope's grave, even though they'll be visiting Gregory Hines' grave.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Well, we are demanding this because that's the only way they're going to make up for the slight to Gregory Hines not having the same amount of play in the L.A. Times, that racist Army Archer not putting in the Daily Variety. And we want Dolores Hope to host it.
You want to exhume Bob Hope's body and move it to another place for 6 months, put Gregory Hines' body in Bob Hope's crypt, and have Dolores Hope host this as a TV special.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that will begin to address the racism of the American people. And a week before Bob Hope's death, the white people celebrated his 100th birthday. Then when he died, they celebrate again. Nobody celebrated Mr. Hines. Nobody even celebrate his 50th birthday.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Mary, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show with Clara Bingham and Phil Hendry.
Hi, I just wanted to say that I did not think this was a case of racism. I think you're comparing apples with oranges. Bob Hope is an American icon. I think if someone like Bill Cosby had died, who was an American icon, there would be a lot more public attention. Gregory Hines, I think, was a great talent. I think he was much more talented.
All right, hold on for a minute.
Than Bob Hope.
Hold on for a minute.
Person, and I can say that.
Hold on, Mary, can you hold on?
But I think Bob Hope, just because of the longevity.
Mary, can you hang on for a minute? Because the lady wanted to make a point here. Can you hold on? What did you want to say, Clara?
Bob Hope was not an icon in the black community. Bob Hope was a hero to white people. But 5% of black people you talk to don't even know who he is. So you might think he's a hero, but he's a hero only to white folks. So that's why I say Gregory Hines, how come they don't have a TV show about him?
All right, Mary, are you there, or you just wanted to call up to hear yourself? I guess she called up to hear herself. All right, 1-800-449-8686. So probably the most bold statement is that Bob Hope the most bold statement is this woman wants Bob Hope's body exhumed and have Gregory Hines put in his crypt for a period of 6 months and have it be on television and have Dolores Hope host it as a TV special. And I think that is an insult to the Hope family. I think it's also an insult to Gregory Hines, if you want my honest opinion. We'll be back with Clara Bingham and her assertion that racism in the white media has caused Gregory Hines' death to be ignored while Bob Hope's death was observed worldwide. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show, 1-800-449-8686, Survivor Compton.
Sorry, I just put Mark in a panic. Sorry, Mark. Ms. Bingham, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're talking with Clara Bingham from Joyful Union about Gregory Hines, who passed on Saturday. His death not widely reported, in your opinion, because of racism in the white media and racism among white fans of films, because you're saying white people don't know how talented Gregory Hines was because they're too white?
Yes, exactly. They don't know how talented Gregory Hines was because they can't see past their own white skin. Bob Hope wasn't even born in America. Gregory Hines was born in America. Bob Hope was born in England, and they was responsible, as you know, for all the slave trade in America. And Bob Hope, therefore, was part of a country that enslaved people. And for a slave owner, I think it is only fair that we allow Gregory Hines to rest in the crypt that was meant for Bob Hope for 6 months so that people can become familiar with him. Then you can move Bob Hope back. But I think Dolores Hope hosting that includes the entire Hope family. And I think that...
I think you're not even going to get close to having the Hope family agree to this. There's no way that Dolores Hope is going to allow her husband to be exhumed and moved to another place. There's no way she's going to host a TV special. And I'm sure she wouldn't even bring it up to her family.
But it can be enforced by a municipal code. And if she want to be a racist, that's fine. She can join Army Orchard and all the racists at Daily Variety. And that's fine.
And to call Dolores Hope a racist, you may not like Bob Hope, but Dolores Hope, who has she ever hurt?
I'll tell you who she hurt. The day she married Bob Hope, she hurt 300 million Africans.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Michelle, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Okay, I think this woman is totally crazy. I mean, based upon what she's bringing up, what she wants to do with Bob Hope and Gregory Hines, I think that she sounds actually pretty racist to me. And I think that the fact that you told your audience about Gregory Hines' talent, that didn't make you a racist. I think that you were paying tribute to him, and and his talents and sharing with your audience the things that, you know, he's best known for. And I think that Bob Hope and Gregory Hines are both very talented men, and I just think Bob Hope dedicated his life to entertaining the troops, and maybe that's why he's getting a little bit more publicity. But I've certainly heard about his death on the radio, on television, in the newspapers, on the internet. I don't think he's getting any less coverage than any other white man or any other person of any other race would be getting.
Well, Michelle, let me ask you, when did you see Gregory Hines in UB? Did you ever see him in UB?
In UB?
Yeah.
I've seen him in plays, I've seen him in movies, I've seen him
you never
on
even
television.
seen Gregory Hines, and you be so. I know you're a good girl. You sound like a wonderful young lady, but you racist. You don't even know you racist.
I don't.
Why? Because she didn't see Yubi?
Because she. I'd ask you, Mr. Henry, did you ever see Running Scared?
I wouldn't watch Running. Running Scared was a horrible movie. Why don't you bring that up?
You are a racist to say that?
No, I am not a racist.
Well, I think that you're a little bit racist. I think that you're very racist against the white person. I think,
no, I'm not.
You know, I may not have seen every one of Gregory Hines' movies, and I may not have seen every one of Bob Hope's movies. Doesn't mean that I wasn't a fan, and I'm not familiar with their work.
Did you know that Gregory Hines tap danced?
Of course I did.
All right, see, that's what white people remember about him. See?
But you know, I also knew that he was an actor. I watched him avidly on Will and Grace. I watched him in the movies. I know about him, not any more than I would know about maybe another movie star or another actor, but I knew enough about him. I wasn't his greatest fan, but the fact that I don't know his bio does not make me a racist. I think
well, Michelle,
you are so. I think you are so.
But you have seen his movie.
Person. I don't think it's limited to Gregory Hines. I think you're using this as your vehicle for your racism against white people.
Well, now, Michelle, you have seen Gregory Hines movies, though.
I have seen them. I'm not. Am I familiar with them? Am I great?
I think that Michelle, I will pass her then. I don't mean to come down on her. She sounds like she knows. But the white people I talked to today on your program, Mr. Henry, what I want to say is they had better show a working knowledge of Gregory Hines, or they're racist.
But wait a minute. Are you a fan of every white person out there that is in the movies or television? I mean, I can pick things apart that you don't know. That doesn't mean that you're not. Now, you just don't know them. You're not.
John Wayne. You know, John Wayne was a redneck racist mother. He was a.
Wait. Now let's get off John Wayne and a bunch of other people. You said Michelle passes your test.
I will accept her as a credible caller. Yes.
Because she's seen Gregory Hines movies.
Absolutely, yes.
But I may not, you know what, there are other African-American people out there, and I have not seen their movies.
I can tell you this, Michelle. I can tell you this, Michelle. Elvis Presley was a redneck racist mother.
Well, all right. Look at Michelle. Thank you very much. 1-800-449-8686. What you're doing is you're drawing in Elvis Presley. You're drawing in John Wayne. It is not fair. I'd like to stick with Bob Hope.
I understand that, Mr. Henry. But what I'm trying to tell you, and all the white people are going to call your program, I know, because I've listened to white talk shows, and you don't get no black folks calling. I can tell you that.
Well, I can tell you that, yes, we do on occasion.
On occasion?
Well, all right. I mean, we get black folks calling the show. Well, what are you saying? You're putting my white listeners through some kind of a test?
I think that if they have seen and are familiar with the Gregory Hines career, then I think they're worthy of being heard. But they're going to come off like a bunch of crackers talking to me about all the road movies. You know, and talking about the Floral Shrine on the, what do you call it, the Walk of Fame. Then I don't think that's it.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Go to Maria. You're on the Phil Hendry Show, Maria. Thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you. I would like to just say that this is a totally ridiculous proposition this lady is making. This shows a lack of respect for
now,
the
are you talking
family.
Specifically, Maria, about the exhuming of Bob Hope's body?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. There are ways to go about eliminating racism that do not involve disrespecting the dead or the deceased family.
This is not disrespect. He would be laid in another crypt. But
ma'am, I really think that you need to go to church and talk to God a little bit, because what you are proposing is inhuman.
I'm Muslim.
And nobody with any amount of decency would agree to such a thing, of whatever race you want to say the person is.
I think it's indecent to ignore Gregory Hines.
I agree that slavery is a horrible, I agree that slavery is a horrible evil.
Right.
This was perpetrated on the African-American community.
But
that is totally correct.
Bob Hope had a hand in it.
Two wrongs do not make a right. Excuse me, but two wrongs do not make a right. Okay?
Well, I can
and
tell
if
you
you
that
are a
Bob Hope
Christian,
from England,
if you call yourself
they don't like
a
black people
Christian,
there.
I'm wondering if you call yourself a Christian.
No,
because
I'm
this is
Muslim.
not the way to
I'm
go
Muslim.
about doing things.
Are you Christian?
Okay?
No, I'm not. I'm
This is
Muslim.
not the way.
All right. Thank you very much, Maria. We got to take
out.
a break. Oh, hold on. 1-800-449-8686. Gregory Hines' death has not gotten the publicity Bob Hope's death did. Is it because, as Ms. Bingham claims, racism in the media and racism among white people here in America?
And now more on the Phil Hendry Show.
I'm with Clara Bingham, who has proposed that Bob Hope's death was covered much more widely in the media than Gregory Hines, who passed on Saturday because Mr. Hope is white. Now, you are saying that you want Bob Hope's body exhumed and Gregory Hines' body put there. You say the silver lining is what?
Well, I didn't say silver lining, Phil.
Well, you said that you are willing to help in the cost of what?
We are having, right now, as a matter of fact, you can hear in the background, we are having our second annual church fiesta, and we are having our bingo. This is our bingo and our Keno night, and we are raising money to rent the use of a crane to help lift Bob Hope's casket or coffin out of the ground. So we are not asking the city of Los Angeles to cover this cost. We will as well.
You're going to get a crane to lift Mr. Hope's casket out of the ground and put Gregory Hines' casket there so that people can mistakenly, thinking they're going to see Bob Hope, will see Gregory Hines instead and learn about him.
That is correct. See, we'll pull a fast one on the white man, but the white man has been pulling a fast one on us for years.
Let me go over to Maria now. Go ahead, Maria. I'm sorry we didn't have enough time for you. Go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm right here, Maria. This is Clara.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Clara. Maria, this is Clara.
Mhm.
What can we do for you, dear? Are you all
Okay,
right?
I was just making some comments here, and I also wanted to point out.
Do you want to go on the air?
Yes, I'm on the air. I'm holding.
Or you're either on the air or you're holding.
I'll tell her what's going on. Maria, this is Phil Hendry, and,
Yes.
you're with Clara right now.
Okay.
See,
no,
that's,
I just
that's
wanted
racism.
to say one
you
more
wouldn't let
thing.
me say that she was holding, since she was not holding, she's on the air. That's racist.
Well, I didn't know that I was. Oh, that's racist also?
Yes, that's racist.
Oh,
for
you
him.
have a very skewed definition of
Well, he's calling
racism,
me-
man.
he called me a dumb
I
black
suggest
woman.
you go to Webster's dictionary and look it up.
I don't
and
let
let
white
me tell
people.
you something
I don't
else.
let white people define racism
English.
for me. I define racism.
Excuse me. I think it's racist for you not to let someone who
I
opposes
think
you
Army
talk.
Archer is a racist.
Okay, you're not letting me talk right now. You're being racist right now.
No, you're being
Excuse
racist
me.
because you want to talk over a black
Okay?
woman because you are used to talking over
Excuse
black
me,
women.
I teach English to
And
adults in Miami, Florida,
English is
and I
racist.
make sure they learn all the American holidays,
You teach them
including
African?
Martin Luther King's holiday.
You teach
Are
them
you listening to
you
me?
teach them African? No,
Are
you
you
don't teach them
listening to me?
African because you're racist. And it,
Yeah,
What do you mean does she teach them
everybody who is
African?
not black of being racist. That's racist. Excuse me.
The white man told me that you were on the air and not holding.
All right, hold on, ladies. Ladies, please. Let Maria talk.
This is a racist white man telling me what to do.
Listen, Miss Bingham, I will tell you what to do up to the point of hanging up on you if I have to, and it won't have anything to do with racism. It will have to do with an extreme irritation I'm feeling with you right now. So you will let Maria talk. Please.
I just wanted to point out that I teach English to adults in Miami, Florida, and I teach them American holidays, including Martin Luther King's Day. And I make sure I include that, okay? And I used to have black friends in college, and my parents, yes, my parents were racist, and I used to argue with them because I couldn't see why I couldn't bring my African-American friends home to visit.
Apple
and my
doesn't fall
mother would
far
get
from the
them-
tree.
Okay?
Apple
And
doesn't
this
fall
used to
far from the
happen,
tree.
and I didn't understand this, and I would fight with my parents over this. And I told them
told you
it
you're
was
racist.
wrong.
All right, but that's
so
very
it's
good.
really wrong of you to stereotype
All right.
everybody and assume that if somebody's
Well-
skin color is white, they are racist.
Well, then how come they always mention Gregory Hines tap dance and they never say the Bob Hope tap dance? See?
I don't know.
Because they
I
want
can't
Gregory
answer
Hines
that,
carrying their
ma'am.
bag.
I can't answer
and Bob
that,
Hope,
but Bob
if
Hope had
Bob
a very
Hope was alive
long
today,
career.
he would
and
have Gregory
he
Hines carrying his
proof.
bags.
All right, thank you, Maria. And you're just talking over people, and it's very, very rude, okay?
I am trying to get the point across in this racist white media that Bob Hope may have been a great man, but I never heard of him. And a lot of black folks never heard of him. We heard of Gregory Hines.
Gregory Hines. 1-800.
What's so you racist trying to...
I'm not racist. I'm just correcting the way you pronounce the guy's name. Penny, hi. You're on the Phil Hendry Show.
Hi.
Hi.
I would like her to give me a chance to talk, and then she may talk. I don't believe in talking while other people are talking.
I agree.
So let's have
Why don't you let me talk first? Let me talk first.
I am calling, so I have the right, madam.
I agree with you.
I would like to say that
Let this lady talk first.
seen Hines in the movies, and I think he's an excellent actor, an excellent dancer, and an excellent tap dancer. Bob Hope is the same thing. Now, if you want Gregory Hines to be on TV and everything, then why don't some of the black producers and directors do something for Hines so that you can see him on the air too?
Penny, turn your radio down, Penny. Turn your radio down.
Turn my radio down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there are no black producers.
I think that if you want to have this done, get your black producers to do something for Hines.
Ma'am, there are no black producers.
So that he can be exalted too. However, according to religion and everything, how would you like your body to be exhumed 6 months after it's died and everything? I think that is sacrilegious, it's devilish, and I think you're wrong, madam, and I think you ought to get a life and join the world and quit having people against people.
All right, hold on.
Who do things against other people that have the hatred in this world.
Hold on. What is your response, Ms. Bingham? Then we have to move on.
I just have a question for the lady. Do you think Gregory Hines would have made a good nuclear physicist or scientist? See, you don't think so because you're racist. You think all he is a tap dancer. Hello? Hello? To the dumb white woman on the line, are you there? Is the dumb white woman on the line there? I'm trying to... Oh, she dumb.
I'd like you to stop calling my listeners.
No, she dumb.
Dumb. Here is Bert. Bert, go ahead. Bert, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just calling.
She hung up.
First off, I just want to tell this lady, my best friends are black. I have nothing against black people whatsoever, but you're just hurting your own cause because what you're doing is you're making people want to hate the black people because you're acting like an idiot out there. Your idea is ludicrous. Bob Hope was over 100 years old, number one. Gregory Hines was half that old. Bob Hope spent half of his entire adult life helping the troops, black and white, didn't matter what color they were. He helped the troops. Gregory Hines never did that. He never did that as much as Bob Hope did. So naturally, he's going to go ahead and get a whole lot more response from people in the air, whether it's white, black, or whatever, because people understand and know Bob Hope for all the stuff we did for the troops. You're just ludicrous, lady.
You're trying to sound like Louis Armstrong. You're just another white man trying to be racist. You're trying to sound like Louis Armstrong, coming off with all that all that
I've
stuff.
had enough talking to this lady,
Well,
buddy.
no,
I appreciate it.
I'll tell you something else, though. I think Bob Hope was a great man, all right?
She's in left field.
But Bob Hope, I'm not talking about pulling him out of the box. I just mean move him to another hole, then put Gregory Hines in there, and then everybody will have George Clinton, and he can play Blow the Roof Off the Sucker. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me, I had Steve's biggest sub.
Bert?
Yeah?
I don't know what to tell you.
Look, Bert, this is Clara. I bet you think you sound funny when you say, hey, it's Fat Albert. You racist. And everybody...
Well, you not... This lady is just...
No,
she is off in left field, buddy.
Left field, I'm trying to think...
You don't even have a clue.
I know it. I've got a clue. You don't have a clue on what's going on.
I know I got a clue.
You got a clue?
I work with black people every day, man.
Name one black man you know. Name one black man you know. Name one black man you know.
You even want to go out there and say something smart to him.
Name one black man.
You're just a regular idiot.
Name one black man you know. Just one.
I got several friends.
Okay, name one.
Friends. You don't know my friends.
Name one.
Jim Brown.
Oh, that is so great, Jim Brown. I bet you got another one named Tony Black.
Buddy.
Look,
I'm telling you, I'm sorry, buddy.
No, Jim Brown. Yeah, and I got a friend named Goldie Hawn.
All right, I'm sorry, Bert.
You want me to name all my guys?
No, just give me the first name. Randy Spook and Joey Black, Jim Brown, and who else?
You know something, lady? You are really, like the guy said. And you want to exhume Bob Hope and put Dolores Hope up there with George Clinton playing Blow the Roof Off the Sucker, huh?
We want to bring him back, yeah.
I think it's absurd.
All she wants to do is just make other people, that America's made up of probably 65 to 70% white people and a few less blacks and the Hispanics. and all she wants to do is she wants to make her like all the black people are just as many as the white people and the Hispanics and everything. And right now I'm watching TV. I just come home, and there is Gregory Hines on the television talking. So they're doing something about it. Just
no, he can't be talking because he's dead. So you must be seeing things.
Oh, man, I'm watching TV. It's NBC right now, and Gregory Hines on it, lady.
Well, how can he be on it when he's dead?
It's been on all day,
Well, how can he be on it when he's dead?
They're doing a tribute to Gregory Hines. That's why he's on it. It's probably a tape from when. What did you think about Bob Hope? They had him on there, too.
Because they had a tape.
Well, they got a tape of Gregory Hines.
You got a friend named Jimmy Negro?
Never mind. All right, listen, Bert, thank you.
Yeah, okay, bye-bye.
Hey, by the way, have you heard of chloroseptic?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bert.
I think you racist, because you...
Okay, so that's great. And like I said, there's no way, baby, that anybody's going to be digging Bob Hope up and moving him to another hole so Gregory Hines can go in there. And Dolores Hope she'll be the host of it while George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic play Blow the Roof Off the Sucker. It ain't going to happen. 1-800-449-8686. You're listening to the world-famous Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. You need a checkup from the neck up. One 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
You can't make me put you back on the air, ma'am. I don't have to.
You don't put me on the air, I'll go to NAACP, and I'll have them... You be down as a stupid racist if you don't.
You can't go to the NAACP.
If you don't put me back on your radio. Now, I'm trying to... We're raising money right now to get the crane to pull Bob Hope's body out of the ground.
And what do you mean? You're raising money so you can go to the hospital, go to the family, say, at least we're paying to pull the body out of the ground?
We've got... How much we got? $5,000 right now.
To exhume Bob Hope and put Gregory Hines' body there.
That is correct, yes. Now, you put me back on.
All right, 1-800-449-8686. Here is Frank. Frank, go ahead.
Okay, let me tell you something, lady. I came in the 40s and the late 30s. You are so stupid. All we knew at that time,
what do you mean you came in the 40s and the 30s?
Just what I said. All we knew, black people at that time, Gene Autry, all those white players and whatnot. We only knew those people. And they were very good. Listen to me.
Gene Autry, he's a cracker. I don't understand cowboy cracker.
How can you come along? How can you come? I love them guys. Who else did I have to look up to?
Is this Satchmo?
Who else did I have to look up to?
You had Satchmo and you had that guy,
Stephen Fetchit. Stephen Fletcher and all them guys.
That's right.
But who was on the air at that time? Wasn't no TV.
Who was on the air?
What is wrong with you?
What time were you listening?
What is wrong with you?
Wait a second. You telling me that Cracker Autry with that Happy Trail mess?
That's correct.
You were with that?
Correct. That's correct.
I tell you now.
Gibson, all them type of people.
Well, what about...
In other words, the only black players that really had at that time was Slappy White.
What about Dizzy Gillespie?
What about it?
You could look up to him instead of that Cracker Autry. Hell, he played good mean trumpet. He's not playing that cracker mess around the damn campfire.
Why do you get off calling white people crackers?
Well, you know Autry a cracker. Now, you know that. You know that.
No, I do not know that.
Oh, he's sitting up high in the saddle. He got on all that Bojangle mess.
I think you have a problem. You definitely have a problem.
I'm getting rid of my problem.
Listen, I thought all you died-hard people had died.
Hold on. Is this Chris
and I thought I was really one of the original ones that was here during that time. But
then you ought to agree with what I'm saying.
Let me agree with you. How can I agree with you?
Well,
how can I agree with you?
Because
who else was I going to make a martyr out of, or make who else was I going to look out for?
Well, you think Kobe Bryant is innocent or guilty?
What's that got to do with what we're talking about?
Ain't no way in the world Kobe Brown would match up with who you talking about.
Kobe Brown?
I think she means Kobe Bryant, sir.
Kobe Bryant's who I say.
Let me tell you.
Now, you think he...
Okay. I don't want us to talk about Kobe Bryant, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Let's stay on the topic here.
Because you're racist, and you want to control the conversation between two black people. And
I'm not racist. I just don't want to talk about Kobe Bryant if you don't
You're
mind.
not black, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, excuse me?
You're not black by a long shot. Let me tell you something.
That's right.
No,
He is not a black man. So
the women.
What about OJ?
Don't
You
try to
think he's guilty?
imitate. Do not try to imitate. Who you trying to put down is a man that during World War II has been all over in the theater.
And he never had a meal with a black man.
The Far East Command, and he really put on good shows.
He was with the Far Out Command. He wasn't with no Far East Command. He was way out there. And he never sat down and broke bread with Dizzy Gillespie.
So you're not even old as I am.
What the hell are you talking about? He never broke bread.
What are you talking about?
I see he never broke bread with Slappy White.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. And they pulled Amos and Andy off the air, and B.B. King.
What are you talking about that he's supposed to break bread with B.B. King?
Did you like Lee Merriweather better than Catwoman, or do you like our sister Eartha Kitt?
We?
Yeah.
You trying to compare yourself with me?
I'm just saying
No way,
Eartha Kitt was
Jose.
a better black woman.
No way, Jose. I wish you would stop using that word black or any other kind of racial slur.
Eartha Kitt was a better Catwoman.
Talk intelligent.
Eartha Kitt was a better Catwoman than Lee Merriweather.
That's right.
And none of them can, let me tell you something, sir. None of them can compare with Bob Hope. I knew Bob Hope, not as an individual, but I know he went with every U.S. show that was presented overseas.
He went with every
with
U.S.
the
showgirl.
Andrews sisters and whatnot. I'm telling you what I know.
Now, the Andrews sisters,
now,
that's
you probably
one black
wasn't
group that
even
I
born. You probably was not even born,
Well,
sir.
I will tell you this. The Andrews sisters was one good black group. Now, that's the only black people he brought with him. Because
some of the Andrews sisters was black.
They was black.
What are you talking about?
The Andrews sisters, they were white.
Well, what do you know? You white. Wasn't the Andrews sisters black?
Sir, I think
No, they
you
were
have
not.
a very bad complex.
If Bob Hope was a black man, then I would agree with you,
Bob
Bill.
Hope was not a black man.
All right, Bill.
And I love Bob Hope.
All right, Fred, I'm sorry.
I love Bob Hope.
All right.
Because he took care of the USO clubs and whatnot.
Now, you have to ask this man a question, Mr. Henry. You a racist.
All right, I'll ask him. Frank, was Eartha Kitt a better Catwoman than Lee Merriweather?
Would you mind repeating that again?
Was Eartha Kitt a better Catwoman than Lee Merriweather? See, he's laughing at me.
I'm laughing at you because there's no comparison.
That's right, Eartha Kitt.
All right.
Eartha Kitt had her thing going.
All right, listen, I got to take a break. I appreciate it very much.
Okay.
Hey, is this Bing Crosby, by the way?
The man's name is Frank. Bing Crosby's dead, too. I suppose you want to dig him up.
Well, where he buried, we might be able to put Gregory Hine there.
1-800-449-8686. By the way, that was me doing the voice of Clara, and the people who called in unprompted and unpaid. This is the world-famous Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. FUBAR.